I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. Comes and goes. Weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes. My weakness echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in my soul. My weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes. I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? Sinner, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes. And hopefully, um, in chat, just let us know if our volumes are good. I think we've got it.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I
hello to
decided I,
everyone.
I decided I was going to be smarter than this 99-cent mic and just sit down and figure it out. And here we are.
All right, and our volumes are about the same. Okay, everybody's. Oh, I'm a little too quiet. That's new. Okay, give me one, 1 second. How about now?
So
So,
did
Sinner,
everyone
your volume is good. So, I just want to make sure that we're even. I
sweet?
did move mine a little bit up.
Yeah, I realized last time what happened was I had to use this same $99 store headset with the mic on it, and whenever I plug it into my phone, it just defaults to mute or defaults to the volume being all the way down. So I just turned it up, and bingo, we're in business.
Perfect. So they're saying we're good now. Well, this is good because now we're the same level volume. Um because so some of you may have seen the video that we posted yesterday about BHB's blatant racism, and she's so loud.
Yeah,
I tried my best to even out the volumes of all of us, and she was just way too loud.
I know.
Um,
It was important for us to get that out there. I should have tried the headset last night when we did that, but lesson learned.
oh, hey, Granny Wild, enjoy your content, usually in the bushes. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks AMAC and SoFlo for being here. I'm not sure what to expect in this chat today.
Yeah. But I did change sub mode right before we went live to, or no, like when we like, so it would be 10 minutes again.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only
Um,
so, that only does so much. I trust AMAC and SoFlo got this.
oh yeah, and Lisa's also here. So,
Oh, cool, awesome.
oh, Phyllis says, can hardly hear you. What
I
is
can hear
going
you.
on?
I can hear you perfectly through my headset.
Yeah, and even Amex said everything was.
Lisa, thanks so much for being here too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lisa.
so I missed her first live today. Oh, excuse me. I missed her first live today. Um, because I'm on the West Coast. It's just too damn early. But I caught most of that last live, caught the end of it, and then I rewatched it. Oh wow! I mean,
I actually did see, well, she was live late today. So on my
so
way to work, I screen recorded as much as I could, and I got pretty much where she was talking about JLR and all of his many mistresses that he allegedly has. But then of course
who
it was
cares?
gone.
Who cares if he has mistresses? Like, I mean, that would make him more interesting, in my opinion. Whose business is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it's I mean, all of that, and then she threw on a hat and glasses and sang to that
Oh,
douchebag.
yeah, that's where
That
oh my
shit is
gosh, today at work was
bonkers.
so busy. It was like it was something. So I had a quick little break, and I said, "Let me just pop in and see what she's doing," right? And it was her with that hat on and the glasses and just being like, I mean, it she was having fun, but I'm assuming that was after all of the yelling and carrying on.
Yeah, it was like in the middle. It was like the intermission.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Chronicles of the Oblivious. I sent her an email after work and I was like, "Girl, you you really got
Yes.
her going."
Yeah, I was in there. I mean, it was like popping a zit. I was able to chat. I was able to comment in something she was live under, and they did not like me. But I
Well,
didn't
I
use
tried
any
to
vulgar
comment.
language.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said
Say
I
it
didn't
again.
curse or anything. I said I didn't
Oh
cuss in
yeah.
her chat or anything. I just said what she was giving advice to someone, and I was just like, wow, who would, in the right mind would take advice from this person? I mean, maybe in the past if you were friends, but like if you were watching what she was doing in this live and took her advice, you're part of the problem. I think, anyways.
Yeah, Marcy, I had a feeling because then she was also s- complaining about SF Investigates and Chronicles. I do have the screen recording. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, but I did get the part where she was talking at the very beginning about JLR. That's the only part I got because then, I only screen recorded on my way to work. So, and then it was kind of boring, so I stopped screen recording and then I kind of got distracted.
I think
I'm blocked too, so Flo.
I think Smart Money says the JLR has already sued her. That's what she's freaking out about. I think it's already done. I have nothing to support that, but this is a pattern with her. Whenever someone, she would be someone that gets sued by somebody and then goes live and talks shit on them. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and she's like, the JLR secrets aren't mine to keep, so I'm gonna be disclosing all of them. It's like, okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'd read that book, but I mean, at the same
Hey,
time, it's desperation. Like I said in her comments, I was like, wow, I thought a ship this big would like sink more gracefully.
well, and I had the same question as a lot of other people because I know if you're on like you're on in timeout from YouTube and you can't stream live, I don't think you're supposed to stream live at all, even on your backup channel. But that
Yeah,
I was not
I have
sure of,
I
so
don't I don't know about any of that stuff
oh,
at all.
yeah. So, Flo, she definitely opened Pandora's box.
One of my biggest takeaways, I mean, there were so many gems in her what she had to say, but one of my biggest takeaways is that she honestly believes that everyone that dislikes her is part of this like unholy group of people that really just live for her. I mean, that's so egotistical. I'm not affiliated with anyone. Emmy's my friend. I got a couple people I say hello to on YouTube, but I'm not part of any groups of people that are trying to take her down. She does that on her own. I mean, I'm just observing and commentating. I mean, I assure everyone listening that I have no alliance to anyone. I never trusted Bash. I feel comfortable saying that now. You know, I always hated Aileen. Ask Emmy. I made no secret
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
I just kept to myself because I didn't know these people and I didn't really know what's going on. Now that I know they're all Benedict Arnolds and maniacs that threaten people, you
Oh,
know.
yeah, and that's the part I got to where BHB was saying Aileen was just trolling her and she freaked out. Um, that's not trolling. That's being psychotic. And then she brought up the comments. We will see. We're gonna review it. She also brought up someone in chat had asked about calling the school, and BHP goes on this narrative. I've never done it. I have no phone numbers in my phone from New York. If you need to show the receipts. And I said to Sinner, I said the receipts are in her comments. Like, those are the
Oh yes,
receipts.
yeah, we
So
have screenshots
clearly,
of all of it. I mean, I'm gonna have to get a
oh,
fucking external hard drive in order to keep track of all the fuckery that these people do. Excuse my language.
so
It's
she is ban evading. You are prohibited from streaming live on a backup channel if suspended from going live on main channel.
suspended. So
That's
that's
what I thought.
is that the situation that she's in currently? Suspended. I mean, so this
Yes,
10
she
day.
got a 7-day timeout.
Well, is the timeout officially called whatever? Does it fit the requirements? Because I know nothing about this stuff. I
Oh
can
yeah,
barely
so if
even.
YouTube says YouTube says you can't live stream for 7 days, you're not supposed to do it at all.
Okay, well, there you
Yep.
go.
And because
And
MGL used to do that all the time.
I mean, aside from her completely trying to rewrite history, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed the title of the live is denialism, and it's actually it's a word, and it fits what she's doing right now perfectly. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's like a mental defect or a mental defense mechanism. That mental defect part was a Freudian slip.
And Chronicle said, yes, YouTube puts you in a timeout. They expect you to be an adult and listen. If you don't, they take your channel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dear YouTube, have a look at this dumpster fire. Sincerely, Sinner. The way that certain people were acting in her chat today, well, it was an epic battle. I'll say that there were lots of good people fighting for good, and then there was people that were simping so hard for that woman that they actually believe that don't look over there. Everything I'm saying is true. Pay no attention, to the facts of the situation. Um, yeah, I mean, it's very like wrong side of World War II, like the way her philosophies and how she runs it. And then at the very end, I'm sure we'll get there, but at the very end of her live, it's like a call to arms for everyone that supports her to go to places and shut it down.
Oh,
What is she gonna like? Is she well? I guess January 6th isn't that far away. She could march on the steps of YouTube, put some bullhorns on, and go take a shit on someone's desk. I guess.
and True Jedi, she actually did 2 lives this morning or today. The one this morning was only about an hour long. That one she can't delete anything, so she most likely privated it. And then she went live again, and that one is still up. So
I saw that, Lisa. She straight up was begging for money. Use my Cash App. Use my Cash App.
oh yeah,
And I'm
Miss Blue
sure.
said the same thing. Yep.
And I'm sure. Old Jersey probably sent Betty her last $5. That's how like. Like when you become a rock star, there's a real chance that you get stalkers. I mean, even if you're like a mediocre rock star, you start having like crazy people show up in your bushes, and that's that's what Aileen is. She's like the person that's like attacking President Reagan because Jodie Foster. It's fucking unstable. I mean, she was in Betty's chat just saying, I love you so much. You're a perfect person." I mean, it's a clear display of something's not right.
Yeah.
Chronicles, you have the full video though. We got it if you want it.
Oh, I think Chronicles it means the one this morning.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, that
I
one I
missed.
didn't get. But I do
I'm
have 10 minutes of it.
I was I was asleep for that.
Oh, she did admit you were right, Chronicles, because what I saw, she was arguing with you about it. And she says that's the other thing. She's like, I I don't watch any of the hate channels. But Chronicles goes in, she goes, "Yeah, I've seen your stuff. You just spread lies about me." And then No Wire Hangers was in there and she goes, "You too. I see your clips and you're spreading lies about me." And I was like, "I thought you didn't watch these channels."
I mean, Emmy, if she didn't watch your channel, how would she know that I verbally abuse you daily?
Oh, well, that's true.
I mean, I would say you would have to watch it daily in order to know that, but maybe
Well,
that's too much common sense for the situation.
and maybe somebody can answer this in chat. I when I was screen recording, I wasn't looking at my phone because I was driving, but was she spelling Steve's last name correctly? Because I thought maybe that's why she couldn't find him because she said Steven, and then I was like, Fisher, you can spell Fisher many ways. So I'm like, I wonder if she spelt the name right.
That's funny. I mean, there's also like 6 ways to spell Steven as well. So
Oh, she was spelling his first name wrong. It's PH, not V.
but last night she is doing way too much, way too fast. Last night, Layla's Layla Santinello's stepmother was in her chat. It was like
Yep.
it was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever like. For me, I was so uncomfortable. I was like, these people are so devout to this false bullhorn idol that they've created that they don't even give a fuck that a loved one of a missing girl is in her chat. They didn't even give a fuck. They were just like, she can go anywhere she wants. She can do anything she wants.
And she
It
didn't
was
even acknowledge Brittany. She just said because she kept saying Detective Cleary. And so Brittany actually said it's Claire. And Betty just read her comment, but never really acknowledged that it was her, and you could tell it was her.
oh yeah, clearly.
Um,
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna get mad today over her. I'm just gonna observe and report.
yeah, right, Lisa. She could have just copied and pasted his name from Twitter to the thing or follow the link. There you go. That's what I did. I went to his webpage. And speaking of, so this is a funny story. Lisa just reminded me. So Lisa sends an email yesterday with a screenshot and she goes, "Oh my God, can you believe these people? They're so stupid." And the screenshot she sent was from my alt account making a comment. And I was like, Lisa, that was me. That's why it seemed so stupid because because I was trying to get information. Um,
Oh, I have a funny antidote before we get started with her reviewing her.
sure.
I the first thing I did when after I had my coffee, I opened YouTube and I saw Kit was live. Um, we like Kit. I mean, I like Kit, and you're the one, Emmy, who suggested her to me.
Oh,
So I
I
was like,
did
oh,
see that she posted a video.
I was like, oh, cool, she's live. I go in there and she was really nice to me. But then she was like, oh, I was like, I even said, Emmy recommended your channel, and she said, oh, that headstone's a bitch. And I was like, what? You
Oh
said
no,
what?
she calls me a bitch.
She explained, but not before I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, because I went into her chat and she goes, because that's what she does, because that's what BHB does. She's like, that Emmy headstone.
Oh,
So,
I had like a 3 sentence comment ready to go, and then she was like, "Oh, I hope nobody misunderstands me." That's what I
oh
call her. It's
yeah.
a joke.
I went
It was
into her chat the other day, or her live the other day. She was doing the one about the prison in Missouri. She goes, "Oh, headstone bitch. You're here. I'm glad you made it." And she goes to the rest of the chat, she goes, guys, that headstone bitch I'm always talking about? That's her. It's like
yeah,
she's like, "Oh my
with the way
gosh."
things have been. I was just like, oh god, I don't even have energy for a new enemy today. Like, geez, oh Pete.
She'll even come in chat and be like, "What's up, headstone bitch?"
Oh, Chronicle says I took that the wrong way too. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I paused. I was just like, I'm not gonna start my day like this. Come on, guys. I just said hello and I like your channel. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, because she's when she does her parodies of BHB, that's how she refers to me when she's pretending to be Betty. She'll be like, "Yeah, that headstones bish, that teacher from New York." Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not a very good joke, especially for people who aren't, you know, in on it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I was clueless. Yeah, I was in the dark. But it did lighten the mood when she said that. I was like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Game on. Game on.
All right. Well, her live was super long. We're probably not going to get through uh, all of it, obviously, because it's so long.
Yeah, if we do that, it would have to be like a two-parter. But there's so much. It's so dense. It's crazy. It's if you guys haven't seen it, you're gonna love this review. I tell you that. This free use
And
review, by the way,
what's
which
that?
is this free use review. Like I don't think Bullhorn Betty is too familiar with the free use clause. Like
Oh, yeah.
whenever she produces something on a public platform, any fucking person in the United States can have commentary over it. They can't slap their logo on it and pretend it's theirs the way she does. But what we're doing here is completely within our rights to do. So just to make that clear. I mean, sure, everyone here knows that, but speaking directly to Betty, just so she gets it, because she needs to be told twice.
And there we go. I just want to make it a little bit bigger. Zoom in a little bit. And I do have the live chat replay going because, like I said, I only saw a little bit of this. And I'm curious to see what the live chat says as well. So this was, oh yes, fair use. I think you said free use, which same difference. Yeah, and so that's the other thing. So BHB was complaining about how she got a copyright strike, her second in less than a week, mind you. Well, you can't take someone else's content that they made and not alter it or comment on it. So this Kara, I don't fault her for doing that because that was her video. She took that video and put it on Facebook. You can't just go and steal stuff and take it as your own. That's not fair use, Betty. Hey, Remy, how are you? All right, are we ready? Here we go.
I can only do county, my county. That's why I always promote people to get involved in their county, because if we're all in our little counties, when we have big messages like the failures of DCS, we can all have a powerful message that is just infiltrated across the country.
I lost
very
my
quickly.
co-host.
And
I thought I might have lost my co-host. Sinner shall be back. Lisa, I don't believe she did. Because you could tell it was from...
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then she got struck the first time, and then she put the video up again, only put something in front of it, and changed the title in the thumbnail.
Yes, that's exactly what she did. And then she like quadrupled down on it today, and she was just like, "Of course, I put it on all my social media platforms. They're not going to take it down there."
Oh, she was claiming it was hers Chronicles. That makes sense. Because
Yeah,
that's what she does. She's done stuff with JLR stuff as well. Where she says it's hers, and then she gets hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok when it's not even her content. All right, so here we go. Here we go. And actually, let me speed. Oh, she's on 1.5 speed. If you find that she's a little too fast, let me know and I'll slow her down. But it actually, I was listening to it earlier. It didn't seem that fast, actually.
I find that, that strategy could work. But we've been hindered quite a bit on, those strategies and stuff because of the shenanigans on YouTube, all about kissing contests. They are not like the Bullhorn Betty channel. Why they feel like I'm such a threat to them, I have no clue. They do things a hell of a lot different than I do. We cover the same cases. All their people are meddling in, going to jail, not doing things ethically or professionally. It's not us.
We're all going to jail? None of us are in jail. Because I didn't think you could live stream on YouTube from jail, but that would be kind of cool.
I mean, I think you can if like I've seen prison videos like shorts of guys like sneaking the cell phones, but I don't think that you could be like commit any serious amount of time to producing content for YouTube if you're in jail. Definitely not in jail. Maybe prison. I don't know.
Yeah, and I've only been to prison once, and that was the Eastern, actually more than once. I went to Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia for their haunted house, and I also went there for a tour. So if that's what you consider going to prison, then yes, I have been for a haunted house.
K Braze says my cell is really nice. Yes, and I see the cat photo. So pets in that prison too. Although I did see many years back that there was a program where they were allowing some federal inmates have pets, but I don't know. I doubt they do that nowadays.
Oh, wait a minute. I just saw in the comments. So Miss Robin said she admitted she was mistaken about his license in Tennessee. So Chronicles, was that at the beginning of this live, or was it because she was still kind of arguing as, the live was going, but hey, Brandon, how are you?
Well, that's how she double and
Okay,
triple
we're out there.
talks. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
That's how she double and triple talks. If she would have just started from the very beginning and said, "Boy, I really don't like this SF investigates. I don't trust him. I don't like him." That's fine. I fucking say that about people all the time because that's how I feel. But I can't say about those same people that they're unprofessional and they're unlicensed, and I can't go to a missing persons family that this investigator is investigating and involve myself while I'm talking a mountain of crap about them. I mean, it's not rational. If she doesn't like him, that's cool. There's plenty of people that don't like me and I don't like them, but we can't lie about each other. That's where you break the rules, when you slander and defame people.
Yeah. And make things up that aren't true and state them as fact.
I have not yet heard a law enforcement officer say anything negative about Bullhorn Betty, right? We haven't heard anybody say anything bad about Bullhorn Betty. The only one that ever came close was Chief Hadley, but he's not even going to have a job anymore. He was pushed out of office. He's now retiring because of the shenanigans over the Clinton.
Is that true? Does anybody know about Chief Hadley? Because
I don't
she
believe anything
also,
she says.
yeah, she also said that he was no longer the chief, which was a lie.
Well, I mean, was he fired, Betty, or did he retire? Because you can't be forced. I mean, I guess you can be forced into retirement, but that's so far different from being fired for not being good at your job or doing something wrong. That's just fucking retirement. You served your
Right.
time, and now you're going to collect your pension and go plant some tomato plants.
Yep,
That's
and
completely
Remy says he
different than.
retired on his own, so yeah.
There you go.
And
It's
he is
just
still
more
working as chief.
just more information from Bullhorn Betty, because that's all she produces is garbage.
And Cherub Bully says, "Oh, I can hear Sinner now. Awesome."
Oh, that's cool. Bernie Angel says, Sinner, they do have programs called Puppies Behind Bars. It's a pretty cool program. They train puppies to work with disabled people or become canine dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I just, with the way the world is now, I figure we just hate everybody. The budgets are too small, and it's better for the government to create more crooks instead of helping people get better. Remy, they sent me the wrong phone twice, so I canceled the order and I ordered for someone
Really?
from some other place. Yeah, they're selling out. It's a great little phone, and there's not too many of them. But I'm gonna rock this old Motorola till the wheels fall off.
Oh, they have a kitty program too? Oh my gosh. That's actually good because there's so many animals that need homes, and I mean they're therapeutic. So
Yeah, we all know, the importance of taking care of a pet. I mean, I can't imagine for like non-violent offenders, that would be a great idea.
Simon case. So it's like, there's just a lot. It's just a lot to unpack. And I just wish this stuff would just come to an end. But clearly, it's just going to be the pimple in my ass, right? Until I do something to resolve it. And so I'm just, right, the only thing I can do is just expose it and move on, let the chips fall where they're going to fall, and just pick up the pieces and move forward. Because that's the only thing that's going to truly unchain me from all this shit, is just getting it out, cutting it loose, and letting it go. So that's where we're at. Trust me, this all will come to an end. We may have a little bit of it, but for the most part, it will come to an end, because that's the whole purpose of this court action. We not only that, but she did a lot of damage that she thought she could do. This is going to prove that she can't do those things, and other people can't either.
Who's she?
It's unlawful.
Pause, please.
Yep.
Who is the she that she's referring to? Is she talking about Queen Bee?
That I don't know.
I'm unclear. If she's talking about Queen Bee, I have to make it clear to her, Betty, I have no alliance or any, my only common interest with Queen Bee is seeing you squander in front of a fucking judge. I mean, I don't hang out with her. I'm not part of any discords or anything like that. Not secret ones. The discords I'm in, I post photographs of my paintings. Anyways,
Yeah, I
thanks.
agree, Chronicles, and I believe you said that to her too. That's part of what I watched. Chronicles said she doesn't understand that she could make all this come to an end. Stop doing fuck shit. We will stop reviewing you. Exactly. And when I popped in to this live, and I thought maybe her chat was stuck or something, because I'm like, why isn't it moving? There were almost 300 people in her live this afternoon, or whenever she was doing it, and the chat was moving, but like now it's not moving hardly at all. And that's how it normally is.
But yet they continue to engage in it until a court system tells them they can't do it. And that's the problem I have, because they're not doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. They have to have a court order. They're like the deadbeat father that needs the court order to pay the child support, and it's just getting out of control. It's getting out of control. So I don't know really what to do about it. All I can do is talk and be done with it. I really would like to focus back on true crime. I honestly have, screw it. We might as well. We got nothing but time. Right? We've got nothing but time over here. We might as well look into true crime. What is going on around the country today? I'm sick people doing that. Yeah, and not only that, but they're taking away from the work. Why? Because they don't like what I said about. They don't like me exposing that crap PI has meddled in an investigation. That's really what it is. It's the 2 videos that I did about SF Investigates.
That's not what it's about. Like she's like tunnel vision. Like it wasn't even SF. Like SF couldn't have done a copyright strike because you didn't use any of his work.
This is denialism. She thinks that I don't like her, or people like me do not like her because of her criticism of SF Investigates. Nope, that's not it. It started for me when she talked about euthanizing children, and in her head she's already picking which ones she would and which ones she wouldn't. That philosophy is straight up the wrong side of World War II, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's an ancient old philosophy of being like a white supremacist. It's some of the darkest part of being. It's like the darkest way to be hateful, for lack of better words. And I see it, and she proved it last night, in fact.
Oh yeah, that was something else. Check my heritage DNA. Yeah,
did everyone see Emmy's video? And we did one on this channel as well. She said basically what she said. I met up with Don Wells. She was thankful that he did not call her a bitch or a whore like he normally does, which is, like I said in the short, thanks, Don, that's polite of you. And then she said, and he didn't call me that nasty N-word. I think we all know what the N-word is. I'll never say it. And then she went on to say, well, how would he know if that's what I am? Did he do my heritage DNA? So that tells me that she believes that there's a person on Earth that can go out and get a heritage DNA, whatever that is, and it will determine whether they are an N-word or not.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I took it, and I was like, wow.
There's no other way to take it, in my opinion. I mean, what is she? I mean, it's explicit.
Chronicles. Do you see our comment?
Chronicles says, "Sinner, you're definitely more likable when you're." Yes, I'm making a point not to give them that energy. They're not worth it. Nobody on YouTube is worth that energy, even if they're spreading my real name around and misinformation about me.
Yeah, I think she meant ancestry DNA, or like they have 23andMe, but yeah, she said heritage DNA. I mean, DNA is DNA, but again,
If I take a DNA test and the paperwork that I receive back, or the email that I have to sort through to look at what I am, and it has the N word in there, I'm gonna win $100 million from that company in a lawsuit, because that word is not proper to be used, and there's no way to search for the N word in someone's DNA. What is she saying? Is she referring to black people, or what else could she be referring to?
yeah, I mean, I don't even know how your brain would even connect the N word to DNA.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with SF Investigate.
She really did say that. Do we want to actually? We can
Yeah, play yours.
play mine. Okay.
Yeah, because the one in ours, I didn't use the mic, and the volume's a little
Whoops.
cattywampus.
All right, let me go to.
And Betty, when someone finally sends you this link and you listen to it, this is me pulling putting on my big boy pants.
Oh, here it is. I will say it was kind of funny how the filter made her it made her glasses look like they were light bulbs somehow. It was funny.
Yeah, Chronicles. Whenever she was referring to people that are half black and half white with that word, and then she was talking about like relatives of hers that are that way, it sounded like she was taking some ownership. It's like, I got friends that are like that, so I can't be that way.
Hey,
I bet
Livey.
she's not allowed. I bet my ass she's not allowed to babysit those kids.
Oh no. All right, so this is what she said last night when she got home from her trip her trip to Tennessee.
But all in all, there's no screaming. He didn't call me a whore or bitch. That's a first for Bullhorn Fatty. You guys know I was on my best behavior. He called me a bitch or a whore. And when I really piss him off, he calls me that ugly N-word. Remember that? Thinking, what? Okay. I didn't think he looked at my heritage DNA, That's the only way you'd find out. I don't know what the heck, So I think it solidified a lot in my my cranium, and there's no real new direction to go.
And the fact that she says it solidified something in her cranium, like your cranium can't hold any information because it's bone.
Well, I mean, what she just said there is so unacceptable. Like, if she was an actual, productive person in existence, she's already so destroyed. I mean, she's already useless. So, I mean, but if she was like, let's say, a small bit actor in a Netflix series, or a stand-up comedian, or a politician, if she was any substantial person, which she's not, and she just said something that was that racist, she would be canceled. They'd get rid of her episodes. She'd be blacklisted. She wouldn't be allowed to be there. I mean,
Yep.
she would get Roseanne, but because she's nobody, she gets away with it.
Yep, and I did rewind it. We're going to listen to that again. Oh, that's good to hear, Chronicles. I'm glad you're feeling better.
For Bullhorn Fatty, you guys know I was on my best behavior. He called me a bitch or a whore. And I really piss him off. He calls me that ugly N-word. Remember that? Thinking, what? Okay. I didn't
think you looked at my heritage DNA, you know, that's the only way you'd find out. I don't know what the heck, you know? So I think it solidified a lot in my my cranium, and there's no real new direction to go. You know, everything still just kind of stops and ends at that house, and it's quite the pickle that it is. It's quite the pickle that it is. It's unfortunate that that's the way it is. I was hopeful, you know, just any direction. I really.
All right. So that was what she
Yeah,
said
that's
last night.
I didn't realize Chronicles was recovering from being sick. That's
Yep.
wild to me. Chronicles is more productive sick than I am like at the top of my game.
Well, yeah, she also said it was why she was so bishy towards Betty. She wasn't in the mood for her
Understood. I'm glad
what
she's
is it? Tomfoolery.
tomfoolery shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're getting better, Chronicles. Yeah, I know. I don't want to get us shut down by saying that. You never know nowadays.
I know it. One of my coworkers actually has it too. She found out.
I'm not sure if I've had it.
The two videos that I showed where how he hindered an investigation. So it's very damaging for him. And those are the two ones that they decided to reach out to Kiera or whoever to falsely strike those when they were used within fair use. She has 10 days.
So again, she doesn't understand fair use. You can't just take a video, hook it onto your video without changing it, without commentary. So I don't believe it was falsely strict because she's in timeout.
I mean, even whenever YouTube says what you just did was wrong, she goes live on a backup channel and it tries to explain to everyone, I didn't do anything wrong. It's all them. It's everyone else. Everyone is wrong. I'm right. That didn't happen. That pay no attention to what you witnessed. I'm not a proud boy. Pay no attention to the a dozen photos of me flashing a racist symbol. You know, she says her mom worked for a federal lawyer. No, she said she worked for a federal lawyer. Today she said no, he was federal judge. Today she said no, he was just a lawyer. Now he's a federal judge. So did you play basketball with LeBron James, or did you have the same gym class as LeBron James in middle school or elementary? Because it's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
To file suit against me. If she doesn't file suit, those videos come back up. It's that simple.
No, that's not how it works. And that's what I wanted to say too, is so on her community post, that's what I actually saw. I think it was No Wire Hangers had posted it this morning. That's what I initially saw. And she's like, I received a false strike. Well, it's not a false strike if you're in timeout. YouTube found that you were copyright. What am I trying to say? You violated copyright.
Yes, she's been tried and convicted of.
Yeah, so it's not a false strike. It is a strike. And you got two of them in less than a week.
Period. It's that simple, Betty. I mean, if you're confused about that, just keep listening. We'll explain what's really going on here, because maybe you really don't know.
Yes, and he is a state judge, not federal. Yeah, because someone sent me his info. He's a circuit court judge, I believe, something like that.
Oblivia says the good old switcheroo, rewriting history. That's it. Denialism. If you close your eyes, it's not really happening. It's wild.
They absolutely did nothing but take the channel down for 10 days and cause me financial harm on a false strike.
It's not a false strike if you got a strike. That's like making a field goal, but not making a field goal. Like, a strike is a strike. And she just said 10 days. So she can't go live for 10 days.
I mean, again, I don't know the rules of YouTube. Other, you know, but I don't know. Is her going live on our backup channel while she's suspended? Is that against terms of service? Is that another thing she's doing wrong?
Yeah, it's considered, well, the slang is ban evading because it's still linked to her account.
Do we
So
have
when
any?
it's her channel strike, which is like for me, I have headstones and headlines, and then this Sweetie Pie and Sourpuss, that's like my second channel. It's still on my account. It's just a different channel. So it's the same Google account.
I see.
Yep.
And then me being part owner of it, I could just access it the way you can, but ultimately it's
Right. It's under
under your
my,
control. Yes.
yep. Hey, Gina. Hey, Orion. Good to see you here.
So there is that. Again, another tort from them for lawful business I've conducted. Just, when does it stop? When does the criminal enterprise stop being criminal enterprises? Because that's what I'm looking at them as. Criminal enterprises here on the streets of YouTube that do nothing but bully people. It's illegal to bully people. It's illegal to use electronic devices to harass somebody. It's a felony in most states. So if you're engaging in that, you need to probably look at that. And if you don't believe me, maybe look up your own state statutes to see if it exists. Because I guarantee if you just look and read, you might be shocked.
Pause.
Just saying.
So what she said there was it's a felony to harass and bully people from state
Using
to state.
electronic devices, yes.
So what her and her little cronies have been doing, and when I say her cronies, I'm specifically speaking about Bash and Aileen. That's what they're doing though, and she's supplying them. Well, she's not now because she got struck, but for her entire existence, I mean, there were always Bashes and Aileens around for her. These are just ones that we know. I mean, there are plenty of the same type of people that are doing dirty work for her. So she's self-snitching again. She's the ultimate self-snitcher. Just to be
Yeah.
clear, she's specifically better than I can explaining what she's done wrong.
Yeah, and I agree. Runs with Scissors commentary is not what cyberbullying is. Yeah. Oh, you trolled her today, Phoenix? There was a lot of trolls trolling her today. And she
Yes.
decided to go battle with the biggest troll there is.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see them dance.
Yeah, this is going to get more and more interesting. I mean, I want to see if YouTube's going to take some action on what this backup channel rant that was probably reported. I mean, more than anything she's ever done. Although that can't be true. She had barely 300 people in there. I mean, she has 24,000 subscribers.
Well,
and
and
we
here
have
she had
we got 137 people in here. She had double that in her live, and we have 300 subscribers. So half of our subscribers are here. If half of her subscribers showed up to her chat, something would break down. 12,000 people.
Like 12,000 people in chat.
It's never going to happen because those accounts, in my personal opinion, are fake fucking accounts.
Right, and if you look, she only has 1.33, so like 1,330 subs on this backup channel. She had almost 1,500 views, 107 likes, which is those are like my analytics. I usually have between 100 and 150 likes with like 1 to 1.5 thousand views.
Yes.
So this is like her channel, her backup channel is smaller than mine at the moment. But if she has all those subs, where are they? Why aren't they on her backup channel now?
Yeah, something's fishy there. I mean, someone said in the chat, maybe all those subs are blocked. Morrissey said that. I mean,
could be.
How long would 22,000 people like stay blocked and stay subbed. I guess some people just don't pay attention, but that number is way too big for me to be like, oh, that makes sense. I'm sure there's 1,000 people blocked in her chat, maybe even 2,000, but
Oh, I
22?
agree. There's probably a lot. All right.
Why don't you guys just engage? If you don't like something, say you don't like it and move on. It's, you know, the adult thing to do. Again, the adult thing to do. Maybe not the childish thing to do, but it's definitely the adult thing to do. And the last time I checked, we're mostly adults on here. Okay, what did you say, AJ's mom? Oh, no, up here. Well, given that advice shouldn't be.
Oh, so this is where, and this is why I had backed it up. I was actually going to start after where she was talking about this, but here, this person in chat just had a question. I don't know what the question is because I think they deleted the question because I wasn't able to see it, but this is where she starts going off on a rant.
Yes, and please be attentive here because this is one of my favorite parts. Again, a full like Hollywood production self snitch because she speaks about you shouldn't tell other people how to raise their children. You'll
Right.
hear.
You shouldn't tell
Keep in
people
mind
how
she
to
has no.
parent.
Yes,
Yep.
and everyone listening, please keep in mind that she has no children and has made money off of telling people what to do with their children.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep saying what is because AJ's mom. Listen. I've been through hell and back over the last few days, and I can honestly tell you, my give a damn is busted, and I'm not going to handle any more of the shenanigans. What you guys are doing is wrong. You guys have been wrong. You've been on the wrong side of this for a long time, and you can keep.
And I will say, I have never seen AJ's mom in any of the chats that I frequent. So I think AJ's mom is probably just someone who stopped in chat.
Yeah, it's probably
and had
probably
a
one of
question.
exactly like we were saying. I think it's just one of her legitimate subs, and she just shit right on him.
Mm-hmm. And I felt really bad for this lady because Betty insulted her as a mom, as a parent, as a human, and all she did was ask a question. That's it.
Coming here on this channel and trying to attack me all day long. I have never committed a crime. I don't deserve this. I don't.
You've never committed a crime?
I mean, we have the whole internet, the whole true crime drama, and then some people that just don't even like you and they're not involved in any of those communities. I mean, have proven all the things that all the crimes that you committed. I mean, we know that we all know what you did. There's no sense of rehashing it, but you have a violent criminal background, and we all know it.
Yeah.
And I can promise you, AJ's mom, it sounds like you're a mom. How would you feel if this was your child? Because let me tell you, I have a mother that has to watch this. Because you don't like something I do. You do not have that authority over me. Like, just like I don't have that authority over you. Could you imagine if I came into your house and told you how to treat your son or your daughter or your child? Could you imagine a stranger telling you how to parent your kids? And you don't even know me and you're trying to tell me what I should be doing with my time. If you don't like it, don't support it and don't watch it and don't engage with it. I'm sure that's what you would tell your children. At least good parents do. And it sounds like you.
Wow.
How does she know what a good parent is? She was raised by Mama Bullhorn, who obviously did a terrible job at raising her. In fact, she did a terrible job at raising her, but even worse, she now supports it. Now she's part of the issue. She's in the chat. She's in other people's chats. This is what Betty's mother is doing, and she has no example as to what a good parent is, in my opinion.
Probably are a good parent. So, I mean, there is that. There is that. And not only that, why is it always me? I mean, it's not like I was out there in any protest all by myself. Can anybody answer that? Nobody has yet to be able to answer that question with all the creators that stood side by side with me.
Well, let's see. MGL is no longer, well, she's on YouTube, but she's pretty much off YouTube.
Yeah.
JLR split ties with you and is is actually really successful. Dolly, he's doing really well, and in my opinion has distanced himself as well. House of Williams, she left all of y'all a long time ago.
Yep.
And Justin, Justice for All, he is doing pretty well too. I don't watch him because he's very boring.
I've never
But
clicked on that channel once. I missed the whole MGL thing completely. But for her to sit here and explain that it's improper for someone not to say how you raise a child or decisions that a parent makes, that's what she does. That's half of this false career that she touts. So and there's footage. I could have spent 2 days putting together the most amazing video, but that's more Chronicles of Oblivious's style. But we all know. Most of us in here know. And if you don't believe me, email one of us and we'll get you the clip. She's rewriting history.
well, trying to at least.
Exactly, attempting to.
Why I'm the only one attacked at this level. I'll sit here and I would definitely ask for receipts of my son's behavior. What behavior are you speaking of? What behavior do you need my receipts for? Oh no. If you go back and watch the first video because it's up, you'll hear me say even if he didn't do this, there's a reason why I was.
Wait, so she took the first video down after this live because I couldn't find it. So this
I don't
Buster
know.
Boo said JLR didn't do this now.
And
And she
also
said,
I'm gonna. Sorry.
no, it's all right. Go ahead.
I want to clear up before we get too far past what she just said. She said, Why me? Why me? Why all these other people did, uh, uncouth and unscrupulous things. Why do they hate me so much? I'll explain. Betty, I'm sure you're going to hear this. This is how it goes. If there's an emergency, say there's 4 catastrophes that all happen at the same time. Whoever's in charge of protecting society and putting out these fires, the hazards that are occurring, have to decide which one is the most dangerous, right? I think MGL, everyone agrees that she was the biggest fire that got put out. The reason that everyone has now turned to you, because you seem to be the second biggest problem, hazard to society, so to speak. You're bad to victims' parents and families. You're bad to anyone that criticizes your goofy philosophies. It's a wrap. We're on to you.
And she consistently lies and doesn't take responsibility for her misdoings. Like, just admit you're wrong sometimes. We all are.
Compelled to break my silence. So it doesn't really matter whether he did it or not. Because there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes that he caused. And I had to break my silence with that, especially over my channel. I believe he's behind it. My personal belief. Some way, some form, some fashion, because he's been playing both sides of the fence, if you want me to be honest. So take it for what you will. I really don't care. The truth is the truth. They're not my secrets to keep, and I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over everything. Like I said, I'm moving forward with what I have to do on this end. I'm done. Well, you know what I'm saying? It just seems really odd and bizarre to me that people just will not let go. Okay, if it's the protesting, I've done 3 protests. I haven't done a protest in over a year.
She still doesn't get it. I wasn't around for any of her protests. I don't give a shit about her protests.
Neither. Yeah, I don't consider anything that she ever did a protest. I've been to protest, and in fact, the morning that I was promoted to sergeant in the Marine Corps, at like 7 a.m. by lunchtime, I was in San Francisco at the biggest anti-war protest that's ever happened in the country. So this woman wouldn't understand what a protest is if I'm out of metaphors. She's not a protester. She's not an activist. She's not an advocate. She's a bullshitter.
She's an attention whore, in my opinion.
I think it's
Like,
more
it's about
dangerous.
attention.
I mean, we all want attention. That's just human nature. But what she's doing is like egregious. You know, she thinks we're all stupid, and when she realizes that we're onto her, she just lies.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Chronicles. For me, it's her day-to-day misinformation. And her ability to declare someone deceased when they're not, or there's no proof that they are.
Yeah, she's a worst case scenario Betty.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to see people that are deceased. She wants to be the one that finds them. You know, I'm unclear as to like if it's some type of weird like, you know, I don't know. I don't understand what would drive someone to get like turned on by the darkest shit on earth like she does. To be involved. Like I'm not sure if she wants to find someone in the woods so she can pick their pockets and get some McDonald's, or if she's just gonna have some like physical gratification from it. I'm unclear, but it's creepy as hell.
I agree.
So when does the bitching about the protesting stop? You're gonna have to listen to this for the next 10 years. I mean, who's the person that makes the rules on how long? And not only that, it still goes back to why, out of all the creators that stood next to me, side by side, why am I only the only one attacked to this degree?
You're the only one left standing doing the same stuff.
Yeah, just like you said. I
Everyone
mean,
else has moved on or had
exactly.
to move on.
Everyone else seems to be maturing. she's not. She's not. She's not maturing. Everyone else is realizing, oh wait, maybe doing business this way isn't the right way. You know, maybe if I just stick to my guns, you know, like JLR, he's like, okay, I got to correct here because obviously the way I've done things in the past, so many people, half the people like me, the other people don't. So he just keeps doing him. I haven't heard him doing any dumb shit or anything that, you know, I don't forgive people for what they did in their past. I understand. You know, I believe in redemption. So if he's going to get 100,000 viewers for being one of two guys that are out there searching for an escaped convict, like, let's go. That's my official opinion. And I know that she's not that quality of person. She can never do that because she's not capable of maturing.
And I did see a comment, because people were laughing. So Orion had said, because she had claimed that she's 2% Nigerian. And so Orion had said, maybe 2% Nigerian dwarf goat.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, if that's what, so people from Nigeria are the N word in her mind, because that's blatant racism.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Well, if it's not the protesting, what is it? Is it because I don't like I say fuck you to fuck yous? I mean, what is it? Is it because I'm brash and I'm bossy? So what? It's my channel. If people don't want to watch it, move on. If it's not the protesting, what is it? Because if you don't like what I'm doing, you know, people know how to.
And I think this is where Chronicles of the Oblivious comes in.
Yeah.
Move on. It only takes an unhinged person to sit there and watch something they don't like. That to me is like mental illness on steroids. And how many other creators do you not like that you don't watch? Because why don't you go over there and harass them like you're harassing me? Because I'm sure I'm not the only creator you don't like. So again, what is it? Explain it to me. I'm here. I'm open. You guys, let's get it all on the table. Let's throw it all out there. Let's throw it all out there. Let the chips fall where they fall. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Because I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I have a right to go and move freely in this country as I damn well please. I have a right to search for anyone I damn well please. Nobody has the right to obstruct or hinder me, not even law enforcement. So explain to me what it is.
That is not true.
Yeah.
Law enforcement most definitely can hinder you in some respect if you're interfering with an investigation.
Yeah. Well, also, everyone that I've spoken to about this woman it all comes back to the same place. No one says she doesn't have the right to do whatever she wants. I mean, that's the beauty of this country. Of course, you have the right. So long as you're not breaking the law, you can physically go wherever you want and stand in front of whoever's house and say whatever you want. I mean, you can do that. I agree with her, Betty. I agree with that. But what you also have to understand is you have to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of your decisions. So whenever you stand in front of a missing child's house and scream, it doesn't matter whether you're right about what you're screaming. It's still disgusting. It still doesn't make it right. Like, what did you prove a point? I was right about this case. I was right that this person. No, you're right about 1% of the time. I mean, if you keep doing this to families, you might get one more right, but it still doesn't make it proper what you're doing.
And I just saw AJ's mom is in the chat, so welcome AJ's mom.
Hey,
I don't know what you initially said because I think it was probably before I started this live, but she was very, very mean to you, and you did not deserve that.
yeah, I
Is it because I
witnessed
know the
that
law and I
too.
don't let people push me around? Is that really what it is? Is it the fact that I'm pretty? Is it the fact that I'm knowledgeable?
Oh, pretty knowledgeable,
Is it the fact that I'm
I,
smart? I'm passionate?
smart,
I
passionate.
listen. I don't even think like I only talk. The only time I ever talked bad about her looks is because when she said something so crazy, and I'm naturally I try to make people laugh. So that was my angle to begin with. And then she started talking about euthanizing children, and then my tone changed. I don't know who noticed that. It wasn't funny to me anymore.
Right.
I don't think she's the ugliest person in the world. I never said that. I mean, there are way less attractive human beings than Bullhorn Betty. Clip it, I guess.
No, but her inside is ugly. And
Yes,
that's
but she's
me makes
ugly and hateful to the core.
Mhm.
Like that doesn't. You could be the most beautiful person ever. It's a fucking illusion.
Yep.
And I'll do whatever it takes. Is that what it is? Is it jealousy? Potentially?
No.
What is it? Slander. Oh, slander. Oh, let's talk about slander. Slander. Okay. I came out here looking for missing kids, and everything of my life was tipped upside down, destroyed, because I looked for missing kids. And you want to talk about slander? I'm not being sued for slander. Well, I am for saying three things out of a woman.
Well,
the sky
slander
isn't
is
blue.
slander regardless of how many things you said.
The sky isn't blue. Oh yes, it is. Did you see that? She just double talked.
Let's look at that again.
Kids, and everything of my life was tipped upside down, destroyed, because I looked for missing kids. And you want to talk about slander? I'm not being sued for slander. Well, I am for saying three things out of a woman spending hundreds of hours of my.
That was actually really funny. Like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's really
I
good.
mean, that's definitely, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, she slanders you, and my full name is in her chat. From they're slandering me. I mean,
Yeah.
she's eventually going to need a lawyer, and I don't think I've ever sued anyone. But I mean,
And
if they
people in her
keep using
chat
my name,
are slandering you, and her mods
yeah,
do nothing about it.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm not like them. If I'm going to do some shit, I'm not going to broadcast it. And that's not a threat. I'm talking about getting a lawyer, Betty. Don't get sweaty.
Sweaty Betty.
Just vile, whatever. And it's for the courts to decide about that. So if you don't like it, why? If it's okay for them to slander me, why is it not okay for me to slander them? And I don't consider what I do slander, because I go to the facts. And even with SF Investigates, what did I just do? I retracted that. It didn't retract the unprofessional or unethical, but I surely retracted that. So what slander do you?
It doesn't matter, Betty. It doesn't matter if you consider it being slander. If it's slander, it's slander. I mean, if it's raining and it's all over your shirt, you can say I'm dry, but the fact is you're wet as hell. So pay attention. Pay attention.
Are you referring to? Exactly. I'm curious. What's slander? Opinions aren't slander. It's
slander is saying that I should not be teaching our children because I have mental issues, that I am having some type of mental break, that I would choose to have a nervous breakdown and hurt one of my students. That is slander.
Yes, it's also defamation.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
by definition. I mean, there's not even wiggle room in that.
mhm. I mean, you also called me a see you next Tuesday. I would consider that slander because that's not true. But
Oh,
you
also,
said a lot of things.
breaking news: Aileen is not living in her U-Haul. Supposedly now she's in a Motel 6 somewhere or something. Probably not a Motel 6. They actually changed their sheets. She's probably in a place that's much dirtier than that.
Yep.
Daily misinformation, really? Like the misinformation about me? The misinformation you say about me, Chronicles of Oblivion.
This was so good because this is where she always says, I don't watch those hate channels. And then she talks all about what Chronicles has actually done. So I love this part.
You are oblivious. You have put so much stuff out about me that is so factually wrong. You haven't even done your scintilla of research, including that whole Aileen thing about how you got it figured out. Eddie was trolled by Aileen and freaked out over it. Aileen was.
That is not trolling.
Yeah.
She was in my town. That was not trolling. Stop trying, as we've been saying, to rewrite history. Stop
Yes.
backpedaling.
Not only was she in your town, but then she continued to say that she was, and in
Mhm.
addition to saying that she was gonna, I mean, at the onset of it, she said she was gonna hunt you down. I've never used
Mhm.
those words. I've never used those words against another person. I mean, as a civilian. So I mean, what is she talking about? Hunt someone down for what? Because you got blocked in chat? I hope everyone understands how irrational this is. Like, there's no. Speaking of scintilla, there's not one scintilla of evidence that supports that this person, Aileen, is not dangerous and not prowling around idolizing mediocre creators. I mean, it really is a friggin' hazard.
Mhm. And Davis fam, welcome. I heard you were quite the celebrity this morning in chat as well.
Yes,
I
Davis
saw
fan
some of it, but not
crushed
all
it.
of it.
Yes, it was very good. I could tell that Davis fan was just as pissed as I was. Um, yeah,
Oh, I agree, Lisa.
there were some people definitely fighting for good in there. I'll say that.
Yeah. And Lisa said, in the way that Jersey said, quote, hunt her down, scared the crap out of me for you. Yeah. Like you don't say things like that.
Yeah,
And you
you
don't
don't.
say them over and over in comments or in chats.
Yeah,
Like you normally don't say things that aren't true, especially when it comes down to I'll say driving to someone's town. That's not trolling. That's stalking.
yes. That's threatening, menacing behavior is what it is.
Mhm.
It's not. I mean, trolls go in and say you're frozen. So the creator like gets all confused and starts pressing buttons because they think their shit's frozen. That's what trolls do. Trolls say your sound is off to watch a creator like spin their wheels trying to figure out why their sound isn't working when it is. I mean, that's what trolls are supposed to do. They don't go to people's hometowns and threaten them and menace around. You know, that's not what a troll is.
Davis fam, I've only watched up until this part. So when she said that Jersey was just trolling me, this is as far as I got. I did pop in. I had a quick break at work. I did pop in just to see what was going on, and I saw some of the comments that you had stated, but not everything. No. I haven't. I mean, I only got maybe 40 minutes into this live.
Not even in New York, you dumb dumb. So what about your misinformation that you peddle out there on the daily? Oh, it's
But it wasn't misinformation. There were receipts that were shown by your new best friend, Aileen. There were screenshots in your chat. There were things that were said in Morbid's chat. So again, you need to open up your eyes because it's right in front of you.
It's okay for you. It's okay for you. But I can read an article, the article makes a mistake, and I'm blamed for it because of you. So explain that to me.
Oh, so kind of like when you said Ziegler PI was also SF Investigates? Yeah, no. That's not reading an article that has a typo. That's you not reading the article and just looking at it and saying, oh, Ziegler PI, that's going to be SF Investigates.
I'm sure you're going to keep moving the fence post at this point, but let's throw it all out there, right? Let's get it all out there. Let's get it out of our system and cleaned up. What have I misinformed every day? I may say Massachusetts instead of Maryland because I misspeak. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't have things. Sometimes I even earlier today I said, when I was talking about summer wells, I said, in June the leaves are gone, but during June the leaves are in full, because I misspoke. I meant to say December the leaves are gone. So what misinformation are you talking about? Misspeaking?
You can't compare the leaves, like you can't. That's not comparable to the misinformation that she gets wrong. Like I could say, oh, the leaves are in full bloom in June, but they fall in December, and maybe I say the wrong month. Like there's no leaves in September. You can't compare those two things. Yeah, I agree, Chronicles. You do a lot of research and you have all of the receipts to show what you're saying.
Or wild misinformation? Like what? I show you in your own. No. You take my own words out of context and you put a bunch of bullshit on it because you don't. If people wanted to watch this, they could.
You take her words out of context. Well, she just plays your words the way you say them.
Can you hear me now? Sorry, I got booted.
Oh yeah, I wondered because I was like, how come Sinner's not saying anything? And then I looked down and I saw that you weren't there anymore. So
Yeah, I
we
don't
can
know what
hear you.
happened. Just went ba-ding.
Right, runs with scissors. Good point. Chavez versus Chauvin is not misspeak. Exactly. Right. The Layla hoax, saying Don Wells is a murderer, claiming Charlotte was dead, saying a Mexican killed her that worked at the park. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And on and
Very
on and on.
dangerous accusations and misinformation. That is not a misspeak. Not at all. Oh, look. It's Me Jen says they're making so much misinformation. They should be doing true crime and help families instead of doing lives about BHB all the time.
They meaning me and you?
I'm guessing all the haters should be doing true crime and helping families.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure. My existence is gonna be dictated by what someone in Betty Bullhorn's chat says I should do. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, Jen, Sonia, the guard dogs.
Come over here to watch this. All you do is to get your numbers, your clicks and views up. And I'm not going to go over there and watch your garbage because I listen to some of the stuff and I'm like, this person's a fucking idiot. I have to be honest with you. You have a very wild imagination on your channel. And I can tell you, you do not know me and all that stuff that you try to say I am. I hate to bust your balls, but it's not true. And you haven't even put one receipt out there that it is. You put out what? What was the latest one or the blank screen one or whatever about me and the Proud Boys? Let me tell you about the Proud Boys. They've come to a few events because I was in the political.
And that
Here we
wasn't
go.
Chronicles of the Oblivious. That was Unsupervised Maniacs.
Oh yeah, I mean I saw those photos a long time ago.
Oh
All
yeah.
all you have to do is Google Bullhorn Betty, and those are the first 25 photos that show up. Is her flashing the Proud Boy symbol and saying white
Mhm.
power. Like it's not something that's made up. The receipts are just Google it. I mean, everyone could do it right now. Just go to Google, type in Bullhorn Betty Proud Boys, and you'll see everything you need to see. They're not photoshopped. It's that ham hock sitting down there in Florida, getting happy, sweaty for a political cause.
Yep.
A hateful cause. It's not even political. Real Republicans would want nothing to do with what she's doing. They don't do. Real Republicans aren't like her, and I'm not even one. I just know better.
Oh, okay, Chronicles, you told her that wasn't you. Okay.
Political circle. Those people were introduced to me, and I only know one Proud Boy personally, and that's Enrique. And he's in prison right now. So, and he's a black Cuban. So I don't know what misinformation you guys are saying, but I can tell you they were more friends with Jonathan Lee Riches than they were me. I met them through him. But you guys
Deflect.
Yeah. We're not talking about him. We're talking about you, Betty. We're talking about you being a proud girl.
And
We're
if he
talking about
introduced you to them is more than one person. So yes, that means you have been affiliated with the Proud Boys because you were introduced to them by JLR. Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most flawed logic in the world. She's
Mhm.
like, well, they were doing it too. I didn't say that it was right for them to do. We're talking about you, Betty. We're talking about it. It's not right for you to be this closeted racist that keeps slipping. Like we all see it.
don't want to hear about all that bullshit. You want to peddle your own narrative, and that's all you care about. You've never once reached out to me. You've never once asked for one factual piece of information. The only person that has ever reached out to me or made contact with me to find out the truth is Morbid. But yet you.
That's not true.
She is gonna have his peen in her mouth before too long. That's as vulgar as I'm gonna get on this today. But like, obviously, finally, I mean, shout out to that dude that lies about the glare so much, because he is finally moistening her loins. Like, it's been so long. She is so lonely. Like, they need to become a power couple. I'd love that. I mean, they're exactly like one another. They're attention whores.
And I saw, oh yeah, and Orion, I said the same thing. What the F would white powder even mean? Give me a break. I was thinking like a white powdered donut. Like, please. I thought they said white powder because I had the C word on my brain. Please.
Yeah. You have no problem going on every single day and spewing vile lies about me. And you don't care. You don't care how much it hurts me. You don't care how much it hurts my mother. You do more to attack me than you do to attack murderers, rapists, and God knows what else. And that's what I find appalling. I'm out there trying to search for people, and whether you agree with it or not, it's not up for you to decide what I do with myself, my body, my choice.
Hold on. Can you pause for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I've got. Hopefully, I don't get. Actually, maybe it'll be easier for you to pull it up. That slogan that she just used, "My body, my choice." She misappropriate. She is misappropriating that. If you could quickly just Google what the slogan "My body, my choice" is, it's that for many years it was a very powerful like cry for feminist rights. That's not what she's doing. This is not a feminist thing. I'm more of a feminist than she is. Like whenever I heard her say that slogan, I get mad. I get triggered by the misappropriation of slogans. You know.
Right. So according to, and this is Wikipedia, "My body, my choice" is a feminist slogan used in several countries, most often surrounding issues of bodily anatomy and abortion. Feminists usually defend an individual's right of self-determination over their bodies for sexual, marriage, and reproductive choices as rights. The use of this slogan has caused different types of controversy in different countries and is often used as a rallying cry during protests and demonstrations and/or to bring attention to different feminist issues.
Exactly. And this is not a feminist issue.
Yeah.
This is an undesirable human being issue. It makes no difference if she's got a peen or a ween. It makes no one cares. No one cares if she's pretty. It's not about any of that. It's about her being the destructive person and lying about it. I can only assume are people that are just lapping it up.
Oh, so AJ's mom. So I just saw this because I saw Sonia commenting. So AJ's mom had said in comments, "Sonia, receipts on JLR." And then after putting all that out there, she edited the video. And Sonia said she hasn't even had the time to edit any video today. but she did, because she condensed it to 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, maybe Bash helped her out with it.
What does it say? They are not true crime channels. Their channels. Why can't they can talk? The difference is they can't. They can talk all they want, but it's there's a point when it goes past reviewing somebody, and everybody's got to understand that. Okay, I'm sure you guys seem like smart people, even you assholes. Okay, I don't like you. You don't like me. So what? But you guys seem like you have some type of scruples, right? We can clearly see this is not just reviewing somebody. This is something, because if it was reviewing somebody, there are a lot of terrible people out there on YouTube doing a lot worse things than going out in the field searching for Layla Santinello or this Holland. But you would think that I'm murdering a child for going out there and searching for a person. This is the.
And I just saw in comments, Sonia says it is against terms of service to constantly do videos on a content creator.
No, it ain't.
No. You can.
It's just not.
I mean, they do. There is a new in terms of service, like you can't do every video on just one creator.
Yeah, but that's not what you do. So if that's what's being implied,
that's not what
wrong.
any of us do. So
That's wrong.
is her content was Betty most of my content? Yeah, at the beginning, but then I slowly stopped.
Yeah.
I do a lot more than review her now.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Fuck, I'll just say it. You were reviewing Betty a lot more, it seemed, with Bash. Like when Bash was really fired up about doing it, she would stay up all late hours of the night clipping and editing and, coming up with little animation. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay that Bash did that so long as she kisses your ass now, Betty, because I'm confused.
Oh, Chronicle says, oh my effing God. JLR struck her and YouTube edited it. Emmy, check Playboard. All right, let me go there right now.
Man, hats off to JLR. I never thought I'd say that.
All right, so we're going to go to Playboard together. Oh, did it not?
Yeah, obviously we're not going to be able to review this whole 2.5 hours today, but
no, we've only gotten through like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It's dense. I mean, there's a lot there.
All right, so videos. Oh, wait. I need to go to her other... Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on a second. Betty crime stories.
Hey, Pookie's here.
Oh, it doesn't even show up.
Yeah, you had to send me a link to find her channel today. I could not find it.
No, but I mean on Playboard.
In fact, okay, how about this? Is this ban evasion? Like, in order to redirect traffic to her backup channel, while suspended on her main channel, she made a community post saying, "Hey, I'm going to be over here talking shit today." I don't think you could do that. I mean, again, I don't know the rules.
And she posted about her strike as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who knows the rules, but I'm guessing Chronicles is probably going to get to the bottom of it.
Oh, AMAC, good point. If anybody does see it on wait a minute, let me try one more thing. Ah. All right, so I found it on Social Blade. Okay, so let me try with her URL. Or her username.
Yeah, I mean, if there are 200 people here watching that want to continue watching us review this, I mean, I guess we can go as long as you want, but.
Oh, she privated it. Okay, emailing me. Right, so if she privated it, then she probably was going to edit it, or that's weird that her other channel isn't on Playboard.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was difficult to find. Like Marcy said, I had to go. You sent me a link, but then I didn't want to go back into the Messenger to find it. I realized that she had posted it on her community page. So for me, the question, I think it's more of an offense in the way of YouTube's terms of service to post on a channel that's currently suspended than it would be to go on your backup. But again, I don't know. I don't know the rules. Yeah,
Beyond
Lisa has a good
reviewing
good
somebody.
point.
And
Oh, go ahead.
Lisa just said it's probably because it's not monetized yet.
Oh. Wait a minute. Is it Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, here it is.
But when you okay, you found it right away.
Well, I didn't find it on Playboard, but I did because I have to put in Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories and then it oh, I had the wrong user handle. That might be why. Okay. let me
Oh
try
yeah,
this.
and by the way, Betty, anytime that you go live, rest assured that we're getting into like 30 copies at a live. It doesn't matter if you private it, doesn't matter if you dry it out, put it in a cheese grinder and put it on your food. Like we're still going to get the video. The only way to save yourself from pretty people criticizing you is to stop doing messed up stuff. It's that simple.
All right, let me just check email quick. Oh, private.
True Jedi forever. We got it. I get every screenshot. I could do an hour like video just on Aileen like worshiping Betty in her chat. Like that is the cringy. I've never seen anything like it. Like people can call me a simp, but I'm simping for someone with 2 fucking degrees and who's a school teacher, not the devil.
people can talk about stuff. But when it goes from just talking or reviewing over to harassment, over to cyber stalking, over to something more nefarious, that's where the problem lies. And I think you guys are really clouding your judgment because you're so filled with this vile hate toward me because you don't like something I did. It had nothing to do with you, and it doesn't really matter to me. I do what I do without permission. And I think that's what upsets a lot of you guys. You're not my mommy. You're not my mommy. And you guys are really a small group here on YouTube. I understand you guys can do some damage if you guys truly want to. Trust me, we all see it. We all see what you guys are capable of. When you guys coordinate together, we see it. But does it really make you feel good that you guys are hurting a bunch of people you don't even
Again, Betty, my name's Sinner. I'm an independent contractor. I'm not part of this big organization that's against you. I don't like you all by myself. The only reason I even know that there's this big group of people that dislike you is because I found them whenever I was just like, whoa, what's up with this lady? And then everyone else is like, yeah, look at this, and then look at that. And there's so much to look at. I mean, you're bringing us all together. I'm making friends here, but it was never a plot against you. It's called, social norms. Like it's a bunch of normal people that are compassionate and give a fuck about things that are like, nope, she's not doing it right. She's displaying really negative. She seems like a bad person to me. That's what's going on. This is not some unholy cabal against you.
Yeah.
know. And not only that, but Layla's mom, Jennifer, was attacked because of you guys, viciously.
No.
Do you think that was fair? Maybe you guys just quit caring about the real people? I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. All I know is it's gone.
Oh, Miss Robin says Miss Robin has blocked me, which I feel very insulted by because I was very nice to Miss Robin, but she blocked me on Headstone's account. But she says Chronicles of the Oblivious. Do you have a direct line to Burnt Toast?
Overboard, and you guys are smart enough to know that this is enough's enough. I allowed to do whatever the hell I want to do. Do you know what? If somebody put a magnifying glass on your life as much as they put a magnifying glass on mine and started looking for every little damn thing, I bet you wouldn't even last on here. I've lasted 2 years under the microscope, and not a damn thing has really happened to me, but you guys being a pain in my ass. For what? A click of you. Because that's the way I'm looking at it. Because you know what? When I look at your numbers on every other kind of case, when I start seeing these things, nobody watches you. Nobody watches these channels. Even Burke Toast, nobody watches her. They absolutely do not watch anything unless they have Bullhorn Betty. Or I shouldn't say they don't watch. They watch at much lower numbers.
Oh, let's take a look, shall we?
We have 206 people in our chat right now. That's about
Whoa.
100 less than Betty had in her chat when she was saying this garbage. On this channel, how many subscribers do we have? 300? I mean,
About 300, yeah.
yeah, I mean, what's going on here? I think we're right. I think people realize that we're right and she's wrong and she's lying to them. I bet there's even a bunch of her subs in here just hating that we're right. I mean, they still, hey, you guys still have a chance. You can save yourself and jump off of that sinking ship.
And I mean, looking at Burnt Toast Lives, she averages between 5,000 and 7,000 views, regardless of if it's about Betty or it's not. So, does she have a little more views when it's Betty? Yes. But is it comparable to other videos? Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know they blasted my whole entire family. Blink Screen just told me, here, let me read you the last thing. I want you guys to hear some of the vile stuff that comes to me.
Okay, so this actually, I did watch this part. I did see this part because this is where she starts reading off dates, and I was listening to her at 2 times speed, so it was even funnier. But this is where she tells every single date that she received an email from Blank Screen.
Because you guys sit there and say that it's not true. Okay, well, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let me find the one about, how about the one that he said about my mother? That would be really great, right?
And here's the thing. I don't agree with anyone going after anyone's family, but Betty's mom circulates the hate channels. She goes into chats.
She does.
Talks smack.
Yep, she stirs the pot. I mean,
right. So that's the difference.
Yeah, no one would even bring her up if she wasn't calling in and just parroting everything that her dangerous ass daughter is doing. I mean, she's fighting, she's supporting what's happening, which makes her, in my humble opinion, not the best mother.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad for her, and this is not even because I dislike her, but this is bad for her existence, what she's doing, what Betty is doing. And like someone should have intervened months ago, maybe even a full year ago, and said, hey, this is not good for you. You're not cut out for this. Like, I mean, we only see her on YouTube, right? Imagine how rageful she is when she ends her live after just seeing people criticize her for things that she's absolutely done. I mean, it must be a terrible existence.
Oh, she goes into your comments all the times, Chronicles? Makes sense. But she doesn't watch you. Yeah.
He just recently sent me one. I'll find it.
Oh, so then It's Me Jen says, Stacy, do not bring her mother into it. This has nothing to do with her. Betty just did. And it looks like Stacy was blocked because I see, oh no, here. Stacy said your mom enabled your behavior. Well, in my opinion, Stacy's correct.
Yeah, I kept seeing people referring to Dutch Oma in the chat, but I couldn't see her. I was like, maybe she blocked me, or did they blocked her? And then you get blocked, everybody still has time to respond to you.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm glad she put some of these comments on screen, because a lot of those people ended up either getting blocked, so other comments are gone, or they deleted the comments after she put them on the screen.
Here's one that just came to me on Saturday. Now this is one of, let me just see how many are in here. So we have 87 separate emails. 87. I'm not being harassed. Not being harassed at all. Okay. I will always be one step ahead of you. You're making yourself look like a complete and utter fool while I just sit back and watch and watch. Also, your mother, Miss T, is a failure and failed to bring you into this world. So I guess I'm not being harassed. 87.
Who is Miss T?
No idea.
And the
No
thing
clue.
is,
Dutch Oma
so
said I didn't block you. Okay, good. They just cut you out and I didn't see you.
oh yeah, I see Dutch Oma.
Yeah, no, in Betty's chat, I could see people adding Dutch Oma, but I didn't see her. Like I know I pissed a lot of people off on Thanksgiving when I was drunk, but like, you know, so a lot of people have blocked me or they don't fuck with me anymore. But when I see good
I
ones
got
like
ya.
that,
Her mom is Miss T because her mom's. All right, I gotcha. I just know her as Mama Bullhorn, so I'm like, how? But now I get it.
yeah, I didn't know that either.
7 horrible. Those are the ones I'm keeping track of because this is all going to eventually be turned over, right? So it's at what point is enough enough? You know, at what point? At what point? I've got, let me just go back to that file. And these are the ones I kept. I got a December 3rd email, a December 2nd email, a December 1st email, a November 28th email, a November 21st email, a November 13th email, a November 11th email, a November 11th email, a November 10th email, a November 3rd email, a November 2nd email, an October 20th email, an October 14th email, an October 10th email, an October 10th email, October 7th email, October 6th email, October 5th email, October 5th email, October 5th email, October 4th email, October 4th email, October 4th email, September 30th, September 26th, September 24th, September 20th, September 17th, September 17th, September 13th, September 13th, September 9th, September 7th, September 7th, September 4th, September 28th, September 20th, September 4th, August 28th, August 22nd, August 22nd, August 22nd, August 19th, August 18th, August 18th, July 25th, July.
And I will say, this
We gotta skip
is
past this. I was gonna have a seizure there, I think. I don't know what was happening.
this is obscene amount of emails by the same person. But again, one of her mods says, you know, his alleged name in chat. So they're, in my opinion, just as culpable, as I've said in the past, as Betty herself. But that Chronicles, I don't know. I mean, I've sent her 2 emails.
Here's the thing, like she has 24,000 subscribers. Like I'm secretly friends with a couple much bigger content creators, and I asked them questions like, how many emails do you get? They get thousands of emails. Like if you have 24,000 subs, you almost, it gets to a point where you need someone to manage your emails for you because that's just way too much. I mean, I'm just some asshole and I get too many emails, I give up.
Right, but these are
So-
all from the same person.
Okay, I missed that. I guess I
she's
missed that
told
part. My
not
bad.
to contact her.
Oh, okay. We're talking about that guy.
Yes. So like I sent her an email once a long time ago about the Packingham versus North Carolina. She told me, don't ever contact me again. Okay.
You were just trying to give her valid information about what she was
Right.
speaking on.
The second email I sent to her was the CMD. So yes, I have to agree with Betty here. That is incessant.
Oh yes, I mean that's outside of the realm of acceptability.
And
But
those
then
are the only ones that she says she kept.
I have to say that this just emboldens my belief that like this group of people that are now, you know, cohorts of Betty's are really show like really this compulsive need to like YouTube's not that important to me. I mean, I have so much fun with you guys until it turned all goofy. Now I feel like I'm just trying to stand up for what's right here. That's all I'm doing. But some of these people, it's their entire existence, and like it can be a good person's entire existence, but when it becomes a bad person's entire existence, it's just a dredge on society. I mean, it's just enough.
Yeah, Lisa, she could mark them as spam or just ignore them. I mean, unless they're coming in as, different names, so you think that, it's someone, a viewer, and then you open it and realize it's not. But when a person has probably hundreds of emails, it's kind of hard to block.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, my Gmail is just it's unmanageable at this point. So I get it. If I got 81 messages from the same person, I don't know what I'd do. I'd start a new email.
Well, yeah, so like right now, I have 422 emails that I have not read yet.
I have like 4,000.
Oh shoot, well that's insane.
I just
I don't know
never
about my
even look.
personal email, but my Gmail for headstones, I have 422 that I haven't read yet. And I try to get through them, but you just AMAC has 50,000. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I would like
I think I probably have just as many. I've had it since like the first month you were able to get a Gmail account. I've had a Gmail account because I think at the beginning you had to get a code. It was like this secret thing, and I just knew a bunch of computer guys, and they were like, "Here you go."
oops, wrong window.
Blocked him, and he creates a new account, and I block that account, and he creates a new account, and I block that account, and he creates a new account, and I block that account. So tell me what in the fuck I'm supposed to do here. I'm waiting. Chronicles of Oblivious? Any insight?
I love it.
Chronicles? Any insight?
Any insight? Chronicles gives us plenty of insight, Betty. Plenty.
So this is their response to illegal activity. Illegal.
Okay, so this says, and I know my thing's in the way. Well, I think you called the FBI on blank screen, so you got it handled, right?
Conduct. Felony. This is their response to that. Don't you want to go and put maybe my criminal record from 20 years ago back up while your friends are actively committing felonies today? Go ahead. I'm sure that's newsworthy stuff.
Like your friend who crossed state lines to come hunt me down?
Yeah, that's illegal.
I mean,
Or
I would think
even
that's a felony.
oh yes, I think even to threaten you to do that is menacing.
I mean, who is committing felonies? What haters are committing felonies?
I mean, well, petty crimes count as well. I mean, like breaking and entering, like they did to get that little weird video with that like crooning noise in the background, like the creepiest thing ever.
Oh my god, that's ugh.
So what would happen if they went to the house and they found a deceased person? Would they take a souvenir? Would they plant a water bottle? I mean, what is their intent?
They would record it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it would be
just
for clout. Like, oh, look at
that's
us. We found a deceased person. They would
how
exploit
terrible
the
is
hell
that?
out of that.
That is so terrible. So like when I was looking at that video of them pushing their way into that house, and then you see it's full of somebody's stuff. Like it's not. It's now you're again entering someone's private space in their private lives, and Betty, you have no right to do that at all.
Oh, Chronicles, nice. That's actually a good point. They are denying it hardcore now. Jersey says she never went to New York at all, and she doesn't even have a car.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
she
called
has a U-Haul
it's
that
called
she drives
damage
around.
control.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can't rewrite history.
Right, and if that's true, as Lisa said, my chat just jumped. How did she get to Tennessee so fast?
Brooke says U-Haul tracks their units. I don't think. First of all, just from my opinion, I don't know what Emmy knows. I mean, I don't talk about Aileen. I try to imagine she doesn't exist. But the U-Haul truck that she was living in, I don't think was like rented. I might be wrong. I thought she had like a knockoff U-Haul. But in any case, I mean, it doesn't matter if she's in Motel 6 in Alabama or in the U-Haul at the Statue of Liberty. She's a menace to good people for no good reason.
And Happy Life, we are not monetized, so that's why you don't see a join or super chat button.
Yeah, we're getting our hours now. I think Emmy, we both have our cash apps if you're feeling generous. But
Yep. In our about section, but we don't.
I'm not sure we'll
advertise.
ever. Yeah, I'm not sure we'll ever be monetizable. You never know.
Stuff I did 20 years ago. In that kind of look over there, so you're not looking over here. Seems to me that seems to be the best strategy for you.
It wasn't 20 years ago, FYI. Some of it was 20 years ago, but I think the last thing on there was from 2018, maybe 2016. So that's not 20 years ago.
Well, maybe I stop responding, buddy. Lowe's cows are only funny when they have meltdowns. Well, here's my meltdown. You think that's funny? Does that make you feel good? I mean, really. I mean, here it is, the holiday Christmas, and you're wanting to put on display somebody's to humiliate them. Does that really make you feel good inside as a human being? How would you feel if it was your child, your sister, your mother, your friend?
No.
If it affected you, how would you feel about it?
Yeah.
I would have intervened. If it was any family member of mine, I would have deactivated their YouTube account. They would have had intervention.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Because you can see what was done to me, and you can see that this goes beyond anything for anyone. And I can promise you, you would never want it to happen to you. I can promise you that. And to think that you're part of it, to do this to somebody else for no good reason and just to hurt them, it's pretty appalling to me as a human being. I have to be honest. Yeah, exactly. They know that. They actually laugh about it in the chats. You all laugh about how I will never get rid of them now. So you know this. You guys.
You're never going to get rid of him because you're best friends with someone he associates with.
Yep. And just for to be clear, I used to think this stuff was funny. I no longer do. I don't find joy or humor in pointing out this person that just won't stop. It's like almost work. And like we were saying, we're not monetized. I'm not doing this for money. I've got a super chat budget for my favorite creators. I super chat people. I helped Gray Hughes reach his goal last night because he's one of the best in the business. So like I don't understand. Her logic is flawed almost in every direction.
Make fun of it. Again. Thank you. It says listening in, but I can point out that it is just one person. Guilty by association isn't very fair, in my opinion. Oh, and Merry Christmas, everyone. 'Tis the season of joy. I wish there was joy and kindness. You know, I'm just telling you, I'm sick of the nonsense. You guys don't know me. You guys have been publishing defaming stuff about me for a really long time. That's untrue. Like even me and my mom have a joke. She'll call me up and she says, "How are you doing today?" And I'll tell her, you know what? I don't know. Let me go check the hate channels to see how I am and who I am today. Like it's getting that ridiculous. Like they have this whole, yes, I am. I absolutely am a victim. What you guys have done to me is
Oh, so this is where No Wire Hangers comes in, and she goes on another narrative. Right, exactly, JD Wells. That's what I want to know. How does she know what happens in other chats if she doesn't watch them?
Oh, she's watching right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is disgusting. You'd include it. You know, shame on you. You have no right to sit here and judge me, especially your bullying tactics. I've never engaged like this, not even with monsters, not even Don Wells. And not only that, me and Don Wells just talked. We just had a conversation. So why don't you go back to him and get that video he recorded of me? Because I'm telling you, what you think of me is BS. You've never even once held one conversation with me. You have a few clicks here and there. I'm not going to bow down and kiss your ass for you to like me. You do not know me. And yes, you yourself have victimized me. And you still engage in these practices that you know are unlawful, and you don't care. Meanwhile, pointing the finger at me saying that I'm conducting myself unlawfully. That's something that, and you are part of that whole group, that whole entire group, that whole conspiracy and concerted effort. You're part of that. And I know you are, and you know I know you are.
Wow.
So, no, you guys manipulate those words.
Right. In No Air Hangers, I agree. It's all in her own words.
Yeah.
I haven't manipulated this video at all. It's coming directly from YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, Betty, you can't put your hand on the table and with your other hand take a hammer and smash your hand and damage your own self constantly and then say, look what happened to me. No, you do it to yourself. We don't lie about you. We don't make anything up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can tell you when you take the context out of it. So when you hone in, like if I have a whole paragraph and then I say one outlandish statement, you guys take that one outlandish statement, but don't talk about the whole picture. This is a talk show. So I do things to spur people's emotions and to get them talking about certain facts of the case. It was not to be, it doesn't really matter. You guys don't want the truth. You only want to slander and hurt. You only want to slander and hurt. And I can't change that about you. But if it truly makes you feel good to do that to somebody, continue doing it. But you are part of the problem, not part of the solution. I can tell you, with all the people and all the hypocrites on here, you guys insist on being just nasty. You don't go after any of the murderers. You don't go after any of the rapists. You don't go after any of the YouTubers actually committing crimes and getting arrested for those crimes that they're doing and actually muddying the water of these cases.
Shh. Okay,
I'm
so
not-
now
I mean,
I know who she's talking about.
She is absolutely right that like I do not go and attack. She says these people don't attack murderers. They don't attack criminals. Who? What do you mean attack? Not even the police attack them, or is this a metaphor? My stomach tells me that Betty's not smart enough to understand metaphors. So whenever she says, why aren't they attacking murderers? What kind of civilian goes and quote unquote attacks a murderer? What do you even mean by that? That's what we pay taxes to have authorities to investigate crimes. And if we have a problem that we can't handle ourselves, we call 911. I mean, we got a system here. So it's not up to you or any of us, unless we are PIs or unless we, are officers, to attack killers. What does that even mean? We have a court system. We find out if the criminal is guilty of their crime and then they're convicted. Sometimes that goes wrong. We all know that, but it's not up to Emmy or myself to attack killers. That's a crazy thing to say.
But I know now she keeps referring to our friends who are committing felonies, and then she just said it again.
Oh, she thinks
she's
we're
throwing
all
shade at Turtle Boy.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It
Okay.
just came to me when she said, let me just back it up 10 seconds. When she just said what she says, I was like, that's who she's throwing shade at.
Yeah.
It's on here. You guys insist on being just nasty. You don't go after any of the murderers. You don't go after any of the rapists. You don't go after any of the YouTubers actually committing crimes and getting arrested for those crimes that they're doing.
Right? So you don't go after the YouTubers who are committing crimes, getting arrested for those crimes. Again, if they're crimes or not, I'm not involved in that.
Yes. And everyone who's listening,
throwing shade at.
Yeah, everyone listening, I very much urge you not to go after rapists and murderers. Just don't do that. It seems like they're already bad people. Why would you involve yourself? We have a whole system for that. I mean, what is this rally call to like get people fired up to do what? To go investigate crimes and murders and rapes? I mean, come on, Betty.
I'm not going to get close to those people. Sorry.
And actually muddying the water of these cases. You only attack me. You sit and watch every little thing and tear it apart only about me and no one else. That, my friend, is the definition of cyber.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at Betty. I'm laughing at this comment. So the Sweet Misery. Sweet Misery says, attack blank screen instead of Betty. Goodness, go lick Laura's ass and go away. I think she meant ass, but she put money. Go lick Laura's money and go away.
Runs with Scissors
go
says,
lick Laura's ass.
Runs with Scissors says, how is Turtle Boy a friend? He is just as bad. A friend. We may have we may have differing opinions as to what a friend is. I've never met Turtle Boy. I don't.
Well,
I don't even.
because Betty's saying he's our friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I misread it. Yeah. He's no
Right.
friend of mine. He's he's doing his thing. It's none of my business.
Right.
mean, he's
She's
not.
saying you're instead of YouTubers that, we're friends with. That's what she's
I see.
alluding to.
I see.
Because
My
we're
brain.
all friends.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I mean, Turtle Boy's right here. We're thumb wrestling. Wait till she finds out that I'm Bird Toe's cousin. It's gonna blow her mind.
Harassment, cyber stalking, and cyberbullying. And people see it, and they're finally seeing it. So don't sit here and tell me I'm not a victim. I absolutely am a victim. And I will be vindicated. Believe that. Because I was told 6 months ago I was going to be laughed out of court. I haven't been laughed out yet. Now, I don't know.
Because you keep delaying. You have less than 2 days for the next paperwork filing is due. I think you should probably think about that instead of, going after more people.
Know what's going to transpire. But, you can say that, but you're the one that supports people committing crimes right now, actively committing crimes, and you don't care. So as far as your credibility with me, it's shot. Because if you're going to say I'm a criminal, which I haven't committed a crime in a really long time. If you're going to say I'm a criminal, but you're going to expose me and you're going to trash me and trash my name, but somebody.
Well, you did commit a crime last week in Tennessee. You just didn't get caught.
Sure enough.
You broke into a home that wasn't yours to go snooping around.
Yeah. I mean, we're really not talking about. Yeah, we're not talking about looking for a missing person in the woods and you accidentally end up on someone's property. You come to a driveway and you're like, shit, I'm at the top of the driveway. I'm on someone's property. Just like hunting. I've been hunting most of my life. And it's the same thing. You got to be aware of where you are. I think I may have accidentally trespassed, and then you start to see the, private property signs, and you got to figure out where you are and get out of there. But that's not what she did. That's not what her and Olivia did. They went into someone's private residence, whether someone was living there or not. This is a house that someone owns. I mean, someone that travels, I can keep a house somewhere else. If there was someone like her going into my house when I wasn't there and I saw it on YouTube or TikTok, I'm calling the authorities because she's invading my space. It's against the law to do that.
Oh, and then somebody says, there's a comment that says, people really in here white knighting for JLR? Scram losers. We love Betty.
Yeah,
is actively committing crimes like Turtle Boy, and you're going to support him and all of his.
Oh, snap. I was right. I didn't even know she was going to say that. I'm a good case cracker.
Yes, my favorite unlicensed private investigator.
Antics, then you've lost your credibility with me and you've lost your credibility across YouTube because it shows that you are willing to engage with anybody as long as they don't like me.
Oh, and looking at the comments, Donna Baird says blank screen isn't just harassing Betty. He's been doxing and sharing information of his friends with other real lifers. This man is dangerous. He's sharing information with Betty and her real lifers, Donna Baird. So, I mean, I agree with her, but what I don't agree with is that she's friends with the person who got the information to dox in the first place.
See, it's so frustrating. There's so much lost in translation when it comes to comments or even texting your best friend. You can't tell what you're really saying. I would love to debate Betty. I would love to debate Sonia. Bash, I'd love to debate you too. I mean, because if you sit down and talk to somebody, if we were all sitting around a fucking giant table, the tones would be a lot different. I'd be a lot more like I am now than I was on Thanksgiving. Because I have time to think about it. And I know I'm right, so it makes it easier to keep the things together. These people, Betty and her cronies, would crumble in an actual debate. They would just completely fall apart. They won't do it. They'll go on, that goofy shock jocks channel and do an interview. Worst interview ever.
Even if they're doing criminal conduct. So I'm sorry, but your behavior is not one that goes with my values. So I don't know what to say. And it's all about values for me. You either have values or you don't. What you guys try to do is justify your behavior. And that's what I find the most appalling of all. So you guys can be mad at me. You can make thousands of videos about me, but still you're showing people you just can't get over me. You can't move on. You can't cut off your cash cow. That's what it's showing to everybody. Because let me tell you, my life is boring and this is becoming old news.
Your life may be boring, but you are far from boring. You give us these gems every so often that makes us perk our ears up a little bit more and be like, what's going on over there?
Yep, just confirms, exactly what we thought. She keeps confirming what we believe. And then saying, look what they've done to me. Nah, you can't punch yourself in the eye and say, oh, look what they did to me. When everyone's watching you do it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you can keep thinking that I'm not a victim, but we'll see. This case is before a court of law. This case is before a court of law. And you guys are all part of the conspiracy that I have alleged. Because it's the coordination, and I know you guys are coming from Queen Bee and Burnt Toast Channel.
Oh, look who just came into chat.
Also, I am not inspired or conspiring with Queen Bee. Everyone knows where Queen Bee and I stand. I'm not getting into any kind of like bullshit back and forth with anyone, but I'm just saying Queen's name simply to make it clear that, Betty, I have no alliances with anyone like that at all. My alliance is with Emmy and some nice people that I chat with in chat when I pop in. That's it. My alliance is to good people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Queen isn't. I'm just saying I don't want to do that. Why would I go get involved with a much larger creator, to do work for them against you? You do it yourself. Queen Bee doesn't need my help or
No.
Emmys. I mean,
Betty does it all on her own.
Exactly.
And Jersey just came in the chat, so let's see what good old Jersey has to say about this.
So I've alleged those things in my complaint. So, once we get past this hurdle, and I hope I'm successful again, I don't know what the judge is. I never say that anything's a slam dunk, but I can tell you that I would suggest instead of making things worse, maybe let's just let the courts decide who's right and wrong. We could just do that, but I don't think people want to, because I think they don't want to know I don't think they want to acknowledge the truth. Oh, my channel will be back up. My channel will be back up in 9 days. So I'm not really too worried. And those
She got a 10-day timeout, so she should not be on her backup channel either. Nope.
Those videos will be restored because she has 10 days to file a lawsuit against me for copyright. And if she doesn't, those videos are restored and they will be public again for everybody to view.
What?
No, Amy M. Jersey just came into Betty's chat, not ours.
She's in Betty's chat, sorry.
Yeah,
she can't, she's blocked here, so she might be in chat, but we can't see any of her comments.
And sorry guys if I'm not on the comments so much. I'm kind of pacing around here.
I forgot what I was gonna say. It'll come back to me.
And so, but I will send her a cease and desist.
Oh, that's what I was saying. So this girl copyright struck Betty twice in less than a week and won. And so Betty is saying if this girl doesn't file a lawsuit, that her videos can be put back up. I don't think that's correct. No, everyone's saying no. Okay, yeah, because copyright is copyright. You don't have to sue someone. Like if you stole their stuff, That's plagiarism. That's copyright. You shouldn't have to
Yeah,
sue.
and her level of paranoia is so high that she probably honestly believes that like whoever that it's like Queen Bee and all these people that hate her like created a video that was so attractive to her that she couldn't resist using it. And then when she used it in an inappropriate way and not giving credit to the person that produced it, then it's a conspiracy. No,
Right.
it's simple, Betty. You stole someone's shit and you got put on a timeout for it.
Yeah, and you didn't use it within the limits of fair use, which you clearly do not know about because you wouldn't have gotten your 2 strikes. And I did rewind it a little bit so we can hear that again, because she did say that she's going to send the girl who copyright struck her a cease and desist letter.
She has 10 days to file a lawsuit against me for copyright. And if she doesn't, those videos are restored and they will be public again for everybody to view. And so, but I will send her a cease and desist, not to strike anymore because those are out in public. She produced them. Unless she's planning on striking every person that's used her video, she cannot come after me. It's prejudicial.
So you put out videos on public platforms for everyone to see. So
She doesn't even know she's wrong. She doesn't even know how wrong she is.
mm-hmm.
Discriminatory, rather. I think it was, I don't know who it was. It's either JLR or the hate or the blank screen, people who's associated with him. We know I've got to watch.
Oh, so the people associated with him, like Jersey, who's in your chat right now.
Does she know that Blank is like, or I don't know what the situation is now, but Blank was very good friends with Bash and Aileen.
I know.
So is she talking about who's she talking about? It's very curious.
Watch what I say, but we know where it came from. Oh, well, I'm sure by encouragement. Did you reach out to who reached out to her? I bet you nobody wants to tell me who made contact with her, do they? I'm not slipping. What am I slipping about? Slipping about what? The truth? The truth will set me free. If you know anything about me, I just don't give a damn. I'm too old to be lying and conniving. I don't play that. I don't engage in that. I would never. I don't even engage in the behind the scenes stuff. I can tell you that. You know what? Right. I can tell you that there's been many times that JLR came to me and told me exactly how to copyright strike and to continue copyright striking Burp Toast to get her to stop messing with me. And I told him I would not engage in that. So you guys can say whatever you want, but you truly don't know me. And you know what that woman has done to me. So.
Oh, so Jersey says Chronicles of the Oblivious. Debate you for what? Your last video was all lies about me. See, I have receipts. Well, let's see them, Jersey. Because I have receipts too that you blasted all over YouTube. So let's see them.
I mean, not to be funny, but again, we've got almost 250 people in here that want to hear the truth, Betty. Like we all went and watched what the garbage you had to say this morning, and this is our response to that. We're basically just going through meticulously explaining how wrong you are about every stankin' thing you say. So I let the people decide, in my opinion. I think the 250 actual YouTube people that are in our chat right now, they're not bots, they're not bot. They really want to know what's going on here. You should pay attention.
And Spitfire, the strikes came from a girl who had posted a video on Facebook, and Betty took that video as her own. It was the video where the detective was questioning that young girl and then ended up talking to, I believe it was her mom or grandma. Those were not Betty's. And so the girl who owns them copyright struck her and won at this point.
Well, you guys have it wrong. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow and nobody's going to want to acknowledge it, but you got it wrong. And you continue to get it wrong. So you guys can keep going down it. Doesn't matter. You're going to believe what you want to believe. I don't give a rat's ass. If you don't like me, here's a thought. Quit acting unhinged and unstable and just move on. Break up with me. It's over, right? Let's go our separate ways. Cut the purse strings. Let the cash cow go. Let the cash cow go. I'm sick of being the cash cow.
I never once have made a single red cent off of her brand, her anything. Not once. Like it's simply not. There's no one cash cowing over here on Sweetie Pie and Sourpuss.
No, and
Not
I don't need a cash cow because I have a job
Oh yes, and I'm
where
a
I make
self-employed artist too.
money.
Yes, and I'm a self-employed artist who sell my paintings for, each year my paintings sell for a little bit more than they did the year before. I mean, that's how artists get by.
Somebody's
Um,
gonna clip Sinner.
Clip it, do it. I don't care.
Lori says that was perfect timing, Sinner.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I just got an idea. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And you know that's damn well what I am. Because again, you guys may get views, but you don't pull in the views like the Bullhorn Betty name, do you? And that's exactly.
Well, let's see, girlfriend. You got 1,600 views so far with 112 likes. So let's see how many views Sweetie Pie and Sourpuss end up getting and how many likes.
Hit the like button. Even you in the bushes, go ahead and hit that like button. You know you like it.
Because, I actually get about the same amount of views as you do on your videos that don't have to, do with drama.
Exactly what I told Morbid. When he told me he wanted to come here, I said, there's nobody that will bring in the views other than Bullhorn Betty herself. And I did. I did not disappoint. I guarantee you had any other creator up there being interviewed, I doubt it would have gotten that much. But hey, who knows? Who do I know, right? I'm just a liar and a misinformer here. Absolutely. I'm just over it. So if we're going to put it all on the table, let's put it all on the table. They got bitches, I got bitches, right? Except the difference is when I have a complaint, I don't go and try to destroy their channel or their reputation. There is that. There is that. When have I ever not liked you so much that I'm over in your channel, striking your channel, causing financial harm for your channel?
You can't strike what we do.
Yeah, because we don't break the rules.
And even when I do use someone else's content, well, I mean, besides you, because you told me not to contact you, I will reach out to them and say, hey, do you mind if I use this? Or hey, do you mind if I use that? If I don't get a response back, I don't use their content. I mean, I could because of fair use, but I just find it respectful to reach out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even ask me, can I use this? Can I use that if it pertains to me? Like, that's how respectful she is. So
that is true. And someone in her chat said, Beautiful Nerd says, if you block people, you will only have 30 people. So
there is that. You guys are doing that to me. Oh, okay. Oh, I want to talk to this little bitch here. About what?
Wow. Wow.
Davis fam, she called you a bitch.
That's crazy. When I talk to people like that, people are like, oh, Sinner's been drinking.
Look at that pause.
That is scary, right? Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa face.
Oh, Davis fam is still here. Man, she saw your name and she was.
I would love to throw like a M&M though.
Oh yeah, see if you can make it.
Yeah, or a piece of stale popcorn.
But about what? What have I lied to you about? You are the biggest pain in my fucking ass I have ever seen before. Click that. You guys want some money from your couch cow? Clip that. What have I lied to? What have I lied about? Guys, stop writing. Let literally Davis. She's been wanting to have her fucking voice heard for 2 fucking years. Give her the fucking floor, please, so she can have her voice. If I give you your fucking voice, will you shut the fuck up? Will you be done with it? Will you?
And actually, Bless You has a good comment. But when you say you bring in the views, they are more negative views than positive. That should tell you to take a look at yourself or what you're doing. That actually was a comment in BHB's chat. And
I do have an odd.
if this was on her main channel, she would be getting thousands of views. Thousands. But it's on her smaller channel where anybody can watch it without being a sub.
If literally Davis fam is the actual biggest pain in her ass, in Betty's ass, then what about the lawyers and the, your neighbors who don't like you? I'm sure there are bigger pains in your ass than someone who's calling you out for things you've said and done. It's curious. And we now have more likes than Bullhorn Betty's live today. Congratulations, folks.
Do?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm actually surprised there's only 114. I thought there would be more than that.
Purple Fire says, "Man, I bet her."
Take the fucking floor.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm getting better at this. I'm still not that great at it. Purple Fire says, "Man, I bet her cuss jar is slam full today." That's funny. I bet it is. I mean, she's cursing more than I am today. I'm gonna have to read the transcript when this is done. I think she said like at least 3 times as many cuss words than I have today.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh, she shows the jar. Okay. Oh, we'll see it soon. Okay. And so I am actually going to make this full screen because Jersey does continue to dox people. So I am not going to have that shown. Oh, just wait. Oh, Emmy. Okay. Okay, AMAC. Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, thanks so much, AMAC.
Tell me all about myself that you know nothing about. And how many times have you had a conversation with me, little girl? Oh, sure. I'll show it right now.
I did see this part. Okay, so I did see this part because I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to show us.
Don't want to show it, right? Don't want to show it. Okay. This is not the first time. This is not the first time, little girl, that I have shown this. This is my college.
That's not your college degree. That's like a little binder that people that graduated college put their degrees in. Is she going to flash it open?
Slow her down for this part.
I have one of those. It's red.
And
oh, let's see. What is it?
See that? That. Where's my photo of me? That.
Says Associates of Arts. Paralegal Studies.
I mean, there's almost 60 websites that you can purchase that from.
Well, and I mean, she does make her own press passes, so.
It doesn't even matter if she's lying about it. She's not utilizing her degree, if that's true.
Right.
Maybe you got misinformed yourself, little girl. But you will not acknowledge that, will you? You will not acknowledge that. What else did I lie about? What else did I lie about? I'm waiting.
It's everything.
Waiting. Thought I was a big fat fucking liar here.
You are.
What else did I lie about? Literally, Davis. What else have I lied about? Let's get it all on the table. Let's go. Let's come on. Chop chop. Let's get this done. So we can all go our fucking separate ways. Once this is done, it's done. So let's go. Selling drugs to kids. That is a court legal argument right there, Buster Boo. I cannot comment on that. I will handle it with the courts, but you will see my response to that very item very soon.
Oh, a couple days.
Yeah, I can't
December
wait.
6th. December 6th.
Oh man.
Good question. Was it supposed to be about helping? Oh no, we went through all that. If you look at the, but we're moving on, right? Am I not? And again, am I not allowed?
And so now this Truth It Out just makes a simple comment like laugh out loud, like trying to lighten the mood. Wasn't this supposed to be about helping a kid for Christmas? And she loses it again.
Talk on my channel about what I want to talk about? Do I have to make a thumbnail and change it out during the whole course of the live? So when I change topics, I now need to change the thumbnail and the title? Or do I have to, I mean, truth it out, right? Explain to me what you think I should do here, right? So should I have permission? Should I ask your permission to continue on with the show? Or after I was done with the Christmas list, I should have killed my show and started a new live? Do I have permission to continue with my own show on my own terms? Or how does that all work for you? How does that all work for you? Curious, asking for a few friends. Let's get it all out. Let's get it all out. Who was the federal judge that I worked for? He was not, and I went through this in the morbid interview. If obviously you either weren't there or you had earwax in your ears, but the way it worked is when I got out of paralegal school, I went and got into a wills, trust, estates, and bankruptcies. After I left the firm, Doug Wallace, which is now a retired federal judge, went on to his judgeship at the federal level. So yes, I worked for a federal judge. I didn't clerk for a federal judge. Okay. He was not a federal judge when I worked for him. He was a lawyer that did wills, trusts, bankruptcies, and estates. But it doesn't change the fact that I work for a federal judge.
No, you didn't work for a federal judge. You worked for a lawyer who became a federal judge. Like, semantics are important.
Exactly. I agree completely. Like if you
That's like me saying that my superintendent was I don't even know.
I've got it. It's similar to saying I played basketball with LeBron James or Michael Jordan, and then people were like, "Well, you did what? That's awesome. Let's see the photos." I mean, do you have evidence of that? And then the story evolves or devolves to, "Oh no, I was the tall boy in the elementary school basketball team that Michael Jordan was on, and he didn't even start." That's what it's like. You didn't play basketball with Michael Jordan. You didn't work for a judge.
Right. Or for example, okay, so I have an example. So when I was in Wichita, one of my professors was a lawyer, so he taught. He became the district attorney. I didn't say I went to school with a district attorney. I went to school with a lawyer. Like,
Bingo. I was going to use
right,
my
and
like
he's
my art.
never been a federal judge. He's only been
Yeah,
a state judge. So that also is not true.
yeah. I was going to use like my art professors. In college, like that would be like me saying I produced art with this great artist. I mean, a lot of the professors that I studied under are very impressive, well-known artists. But I can't say I painted with them. I can't say I collaborated with them. I was a student. I was a pupil. I was as low on the totem pole in art as you can be. I can say I studied under them, and maybe that has some weight. But I can't say that I rubbed elbows with the greatest people in my profession. That's what she's trying to allude to, and she didn't. She was a clerk. He probably doesn't even know her name,
Right.
or I think he's passed since, but he probably didn't even know who she was.
And Bouvmal has a good point. Since I have a client that is an attorney general, that means I worked for the attorney general. Yes. I mean, technically you did work for him because he's your client. So Oh yeah, there we go. K-Brace. Perfect. I knew Bob Ross because I used to watch his videos.
Exactly. That's exactly nailed it. It took us way too long to come up with that simple
I
point.
know. I was like, it sounded better in my head when I tried to come up with my example. Yeah, that's a good one.
Next question. Why are they trying to attack PHP? I don't get it. Because they're filled with so many lies. That I'm calling them out on all their BS. You don't know me. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have a clue. You guys did shitty research, and all you guys have done is peddle misinformation about me. And then you come on my channel and tell me that I'm peddling the misinformation. So we've already clarified 2 things that was misinformation that were lied about on me. Let's keep going, shall we? Because this is looking better for me, each and every question I answer, as opposed to them.
No, it's not. It's not looking better for you, Betty. It's looking worse. Specifically because you just said that everyone's lying. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I'll try to entertain you guys while she goes to the bathroom. Yeah, I've never told one single lie about this woman. I mean, what if I ever went to a channel and saw people talking shit on Betty, and I do, and I stick around, I listen. If they were ever saying lies about her, I'd be like, all right, that's not true. She doesn't realize that there's absolutely no reason to make anything up whenever the truth is stupid enough. All right, I'm in front of chat so I can see you guys. Twist, exactly. Keep on talking. She's like, I'm putting an end to this after I destroy everybody. It's like, wait a minute, are you putting an end to this, or are you beginning a battle with everybody? I mean, because you're not going to win a battle against everybody. I mean, you're not even going to win a battle against a lawsuit. Psycho, I like your name, but I'm not going to say that word anymore because it gets me in too much trouble, but I do like your name. My dad went to college with Don McLean. They were at college at the same time, but they never met. Oh, that's pretty rad. I met Kid and Play in Hollywood, like one of my first weeks in California as a young pup. I had to go to Hollywood to see it for myself, and there was Kid and Play just walking down the street like 2 normal people. My small brain nearly exploded. Look at that pause, though. Jeez, oh, Pete, could you imagine being in the same room with the heat coming off of that anger? I'm also an extra in a Hollywood movie, Jim Carrey's Man in the Moon. There's a boxing match, and I'm in the crowd dressed like a hippie. But I mean, I'm not an understudy of Jim Carrey. I got paid $30 to stand there and yell.
All right, I's back.
Hello.
Sorry, I had to also break up a cat fight, so sorry about that.
I was telling him about my Hollywood glory days and how Brad Pitt and I meet for cigars and whiskey every Thursday.
Oh, you like my kitty pointer? And I also have the Nyan cat progress bar. And my kitty actually turns into, oh, there we go. So if there's a hyperlink, the kitty changes to, I have to change these are my Halloween cursors, but he has a orange hat and gloves on. Yeah, my little kitty. I have to change it. I have to find Christmas ones next. All right.
Remy says, my mom also knew I have a Joe Montana story, but I can't tell it.
Oh, wow. I've never met anyone famous.
Actually, I can't tell it. It's not too, I've already said I'm from Pittsburgh. Well, as a teenager, my older cousin worked for a catering company, and south of Pittsburgh is where Joe Montana is from. So there was this big banquet, and I did have a chance to meet him, but I never played football with him. But I didn't really meet him. I said hello, and he said thank you. I was serving food, so it's not like.
So would it be kind of like I went to a Fall Out Boy concert, so I know they're all my friends?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's the strangest way to think.
Yeah.
Andrew, honey, you don't have to do this. Guys are, you don't have to do this. Guys, really? Now, are you happy? Let's just do it. Answered that question for you, literally, Davis. Let's get it done. Come on, little girl. Right? Lie number 2 that you told. Keep going. Keep going.
How many lies does Davis fam tell?
I have never called any school, and if anybody ever says that, they've got to provide some receipts, because I can tell you, I don't delete any phone number on here, and I can tell you so far, I have not made one New York call on my phone ever. I have never called the state of New York in my life. I have never called anything in the state of New York. I don't have friends with New York area codes. There are no, area codes. There is literally no New York numbers in my phone. I have never.
But that doesn't answer the question. And I again, Truth Seeker said you, but someone in your chat, which makes you culpable, guilty by association, did.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And also, didn't Betty say herself that she's going to be visiting a friend in New York?
She did.
So if you have a friend in New York and you're going to visit them, you haven't. Hold on a second. Let my logic catch up. You haven't called them. So if you're going to visit a friend in New York, you must have called them. So if you called them, you must have record of your phone calling a number in New York, unless you're using like an app or something.
Well,
So
I mean,
again,
I use Google Voice to call my students' parents so that they don't have my personal number.
That makes sense. But so her logic is, so what she's doing here is just basically lying again. She's saying, I never called New York. There's no record. Like, the overcorrection is where you can tell that the lie is, because I would just be like, I never called. I wouldn't say there's no record of me ever calling New York ever in my existence. Like, the overcorrection is the glaring admission.
And I will say that I was not sat down this morning or today. I did not get a stern talking to like I was, like that person in chat said I would. So.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because you've done nothing wrong.
No. And I have been very transparent with my administration.
Never called her. I don't care whether you believe it or not, but if somebody's going to be passing that around, I demand receipts. I demand receipts.
And so this is where I was like, look in your comments, because there's not just one comment regarding it. There are many. So the receipts are right under your nose. Literally.
Literally.
Lie number 3. Let's keep going. Oh, fun school. No, I've got a college.
Girl from Issaquah, are you still here? I didn't see this comment. Betty flunked high school but passed victimology 101.
That adds up.
I didn't see that comment. I haven't seen this part, so this is all new for me.
I just saw BL in the chat. Hello, BL. Sounds like I'm saying
education. So line number 4. Let's keep going.
Oh, wait. They didn't say college. They said high school. She never graduated high school.
Oh, that doesn't matter. I mean, really, I'm against talking shit on whether she graduated high. Some of the best people I know
I'm saying,
didn't.
but based on the comment, she didn't answer the comment.
I see.
Right, because she's dispelling lies, but she's changing the words.
I never said he wasn't a felon. I've always maintained he was a felon. I said he wasn't on felony probation, and that's truly what was told to me. And I truly believed it because it was one of my best friends that told me. Why would he lie? So if I've got to eat that as...
That's hilarious, because you do background checks on everybody else. You chose not to do a background check on JLR. I find that very hard to believe.
As misinformation, then I'm guilty.
Oh, go ahead.
BL is dropping. Hello, BL. It sounded like I was saying Bill. Hello, BL is dropping wisdom in the chat. It just scanned up, though. Maybe you could see it. Speaking on Kaiser University. BL was speaking on Kaiser University.
Oh, yep. So in 2001, Kaiser created its first bachelor degree programs. 5 years later, in 2006, the school made its final name change and became Kaiser University. And then I did see one, let's see. Oh, here. Kaiser College changed to Kaiser University in 2001 when they started bachelor's programs. And I'm assuming that's when they became accredited as well. Oh, and Lisa actually just asked the same question I just voiced.
No idea. So,
Oh, no
I mean,
idea. Okay.
I would hate to debate whether she has a degree, but if she has a degree from a school that's not accredited, I mean, it's just a participation trophy.
Right. Actually, I'm going to go look because I found Kaiser University. So it's Kaiser University online, on campus or online programs. Oh, here, about Kaiser. Of course, it doesn't have any of their like past history. It's been around since 1977, but it doesn't. It is a private nonprofit, 2-year. Oh, so it says there was some controversy. It says the Florida case settled in 2012 by the state's then Attorney General, Republican Pam Bondi, involved accusations by students that Kaiser School misled them regarding matters including cost of enrollment, accreditation, transferability of credits, and terms of student loans. Interesting. That's a rabbit hole that we don't have time for right now.
Yeah, none of that matters. I mean, if that's
Nope.
that's really, I'm not attacking. I don't even attack her criminal, right? I don't care about that. I just care about that
No,
she's
I just thought that was interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's all coming out. It's all coming out in the wash.
Oh, thank you, Remy. Okay.
This is ridiculous. But hey, this is how petty it's gotten. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and get big lie number 3 right or wrong.
So Davis Fam says winning against Crude when you bullied him. So again, she believes they won. They just settled because he wanted her to leave him alone.
We're going to correct that right now too. Where is it?
Yeah, this is where she
my
doxes her
binder?
freaking bank account number.
This one's it, or I've got another one. Where's my other one? Is this the one with all
You
the-
might want to skip
evidence
past
in it?
this part. Basically, she flashes a check from Crude AF that's a payment.
There we go. I skipped
I don't know if it's going to be a check from Crude AF. It's probably going to have their government name
It was
on
from
it.
the bank, but still, I mean, you could see everything. Like you could see the
Yeah.
routing number, you could see the account number.
Yeah, we don't have to do that here. We don't do
And
that.
she's like, it's from 2002 or 2022. Well, that doesn't matter. That was a year ago. The binders keep being shown.
Oh, Lisa said
right,
she sent. Okay, I can't wait to see that, Lisa.
Davis Fam, I definitely think that you have your own binder now, as well as SoFlo Mama, and No Wire Hangers, and Chronicles of the Oblivious. My binder was probably burned, just saying.
To me, I'm more of a woman than you are. I'm more of a man than you are, whoever you are. I'm more of a person than you are. Does it really make you feel good? Because, I mean, I'm hitting him out of the park today. I'm hitting it out of the park today. And these are true receipts. These are not just words coming from a creator. These are actual physical receipts. So now you're going to get, yes, and I acknowledge that. You're right. I made a mistake on that because I trusted a friend. I won't make that mistake again. Trust me. I promise you that. Oh, I don't, no, it's a court thing. It's, yeah. That thing is, you can't do anything with it. It's from 2022. Somebody told me to hide the checking account number. It's from 2022. So, you know.
My checking account number is still the same from 2022. Just
Oh, you'll need some
fucking years ago.
Jesus. Right. Like they're
Yeah.
doing all of this stuff. What? Strike you. Didn't you take money out of the swear jar for Layla to pay your gardener? No, that's not what it is. I actually put $100 into the swear jar, and I was only supposed to put 40 in there. I was just banking the thing, and my lawn guy was here, and I took $20 of my money that I put in out of it. Again, line up.
Right, but you put money in as a donation for Layla's family, and then took $20 out to pay your lawn guy. So that you did take money out of it.
Yeah, totally.
Again,
I mean,
semantics.
yeah, you could triple, double talk, whatever you want, Betty. I mean, we could see. Yeah. So did you take the money? Yes, you took the money out of the jar. Did you pay the gardener with it? Yep.
Yeah,
Was it
so
from?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
she knows. She knows. That's all I got. I'm getting frustrated with her face.
So Orion said, "Oh, so she overpaid the jar." Right.
Yes, he's using the jar as though it's petty cash,
There we go.
essentially.
Remember, how many lies have we gotten up to now, Literally Davis, for Team Literally Davis? Are you done being humiliated yet? All these lies you said about me, everything. And I bet you still, even though I bring legitimate receipts, I bet you're still going to call me a liar. Because no matter what I say, what I prove, no matter how much I clear my name, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the truth. It only matters about hurting me. Why? You don't think that that's bullying?
It's just asking questions.
No, I wasn't. I was associated with the court filing. It literally immediately dropped me. Why would?
So this person, Buster Boo, said, were you involved in obtaining mortgages for people knowing they couldn't afford them?
Oh, I know nothing about that.
They drop me because I did nothing wrong. Just because you're associated with something doesn't mean you got to let the process work the way it works. Every time I've allowed the process to work the way it works, I've been vindicated. But you guys,
I'm going to have to read that court paperwork again because it's been a while.
don't care about that, do you? It's all about the shock and awe. If you actually read the paperwork, you'd realize at the end of that, I was nowhere to be found. There was literally, they couldn't do anything. I did nothing wrong. I worked for them. That's literally all I did. There were some allegations made that were not substantiated when they did the investigation. They had to remove me as a matter of law. But again, do you really care?
But if someone was removed, and this is a genuine question, if someone was removed from the case, why would they still have those documents on their record? Like if
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. I know so little about this stuff.
yeah, me too.
I feel like no matter what I say, it's going to be wrong. I'm also like grossly not familiar with this scenario about mortgages or anything.
Yeah.
Do you really care whether it's true or not? No, because you don't care whether it's true. All you care about is the humiliation. Let's keep going. Yeah. It makes you wonder why she's so obsessed with me and why she is attacking me, you know, because she's never stopped. Okay, let's keep going. You lied and said you didn't hear the door for Ashley. I didn't. I was in bed asleep. I was on, and not only that, but when they said it that they were there, I was actually on the live. If you go back, they were there at 9 o'clock. If you go back to that live, I was on a live at 9 o'clock, and you can clearly not hear any kind of doorbell ring. So,
but didn't she just say she was sleeping?
Yeah, I have no idea the questions he was asked.
Oh yeah,
I'm
so
lost in
were
this
you
one.
around when they got the lady from Ashley Furniture fired?
Oh yes.
So there was the reason. So the main reason that happened is because the Ashley Furniture came to deliver the furniture, and no one answered the door, so they left it on the lawn. Or something.
Oh, okay. See, I missed the beginning
Yes.
of that. I just am familiar with the video of that stomping, those two women stomping around, and that girl at Ashley Furniture sticking up for herself.
Yep.
So there is that. You can go back and check for yourself if you like. Again, misinformation from Camp Literally Davis. Let's keep going, Literally Davis, because you have got it all wrong. I never lied, and I was on my live. I'm deaf in one ear. You know, I'm in a room upstairs with the door closed. I didn't hear the doorbell. If I heard the doorbell, I go and answer the door. Why wouldn't I answer this is so petty. What does it make? Like, you honestly think MGL already had that furniture paid for free and clear? What are you talking about? Get free furniture. Nobody was getting free furniture. It was either going to be delivered and the order was going to be canceled and they were going to get a full refund, go buy new furniture, or it was going to be set up and everything was going to be as is. What are you talking about? Free furniture? Again, that is a major assumption. Who gets free furniture because of a fucked up delivery time? Do you really believe this stuff? Oh my God. Now you guys see what I'm talking about. Like, when you actually hear it, like, come out, you see how stupid it sounds. How literally stupid it sounds. And this is what this lady believes. She literally believes this. What am I supposed to do with that? Who the fuck gets free furniture with a bad delivery time? What? You might get the free delivery service off, but you think a couple $100 is gonna buy? Like, MGL pisses a couple $100. She doesn't give a crap about that. Literally, Davis, please tell me when you have had delivery service gone afoul and you got free furniture. Because I've had many deliveries go afoul, and I can promise you I did not get the item for free. So if anybody else has been able to do this kind of con where they can just...
I will say, I just realized that Betty did the cat eye today on her eyes. I know this is completely off topic, but it actually looks really nice. And that is one thing that I cannot do is the cat eye, but I really like how she did her eyeliner today. So
BL said that they had to brush off their alter ego to chat in Betty's this morning. I'm glad to hear that.
Yep.
Bitch about the furniture delivery and get free furniture. I think we'd all be bitching about furniture delivery to get free furniture. Do you honestly believe that's how it works?
Right, Kayla? I don't know why it took me so long to realize it, but I think when I paused it and she looked down, I could see the eyeliner, and it does. It looks really good. Even if it is a filter, it still looks good.
Oh my God. You can talk about what you want on your channel. Can you agree that other creators should be able to talk if they're not causing harm? What have I done to cause harm to another person? And I'm not talking about criminals. I'm not talking about the cases.
So many things. I mean, just the way she's most recently spoken about Layla Santinello's step-parents, just at her parade, right in the rain. She said crazy things about those people. Does she not think that hurts them? I mean, they're missing a loved one right now, and this person just trying to criticize them for what the right thing to do is. They're going through hell, and she's spitting on them. That's harmful to people, Betty. That's what you do that hurts people. And there's a long list of those things. We're just talking about what happened in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, the way she speaks about me, about anybody. I mean, look at how she treated SoFlo the other day in her chat. I mean, just ignore and block.
I cover. I'm talking about me causing harm for another creator, like the creators that caused harm for me. I'm talking about apples and apples, not apples and oranges, apples and apples. When have you ever seen me do to them what they have done to me? And to know that, and then when they knew after 2 years they couldn't, I want to say they, but we know who they are. We know who they are. They're the ones that are listed in my damn complaint. Decided to go and take my channel, try to take my channel, and now their friends have succeeded in taking it down for at least 7 days. And I include JLR in that because
they, as you say, didn't take your channel down. You got it taken away for 10 days because you took someone else's content off their Facebook page and presented it as your own. That's it. Anybody can see that it was copyright claimed if they click on it in Playboard.
I believe he's been playing both sides of the fence this entire time. So all of them. I think it's, again, conspiracy and concerted effort. And you guys know because you guys have been in that chat room. You guys know about the coordination. I don't. I'll find out, right? I've already heard. I already seen some, right? So I know it exists. I know it exists. And that's all I need to know. I can find it through the proper report mechanisms. Andrea, you don't own it. No, I mean, hey, they've been bashing me for 2 years. We might as well throw this out on the table because I want to show them just how much they've been deluded. These are delusions in their mind. And every single question, I don't want to back away from nothing. Nothing. Because I want it all out there. Let's get it done. Let's get it over with. I'm done with this shit. I want to move on. I want to run my channel as I see fit, just like they're able to run their channel. And I'm sick and tired of being bashed over it. I don't bash them. I don't bash anybody. You know what? Could you imagine if we turn the tables and...
You don't bash anybody?
I mean, she rages and leans into her microphone and screams slander about you, Emmy, and you calls you the C word, all this. She is trying to rewrite history. Denialism.
Mm-hmm.
Denialism can happen on purpose, like if you're purposely just ignoring it, or it can happen as a defense mechanism in your brain. Now, if you do it for years of your life, I'm guessing you're doing it on purpose because eventually your brain would get tired of having to defend itself against reality if it was by accident.
All right, few more minutes.
Start doing everything to them that they have done to us, they would be kicking and screaming, crying victim. I didn't. I took it. I kept my mouth shut. I stayed focused on these cases and I kept working hard. Leave me the fuck alone. It's time. It's time to move on. You guys have me messed up. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm sick of having to come on here every single day to find out who I am because you guys know so much about my life, yet I've never had one conversation with any of you animals.
Yeah, she knows so much about my life and has never had a conversation with me, even after being invited to. Again, the pot calling the kettle black.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably so frustrated. If you had to deal with even 10%, look at the people that had to deal with even 5% of what I had to deal with. Like that, she closed up her channel. Like Dee, she closed up her channel.
Oh. Bash didn't close up her channel because of what you have been through. Nobody really
No,
knows. Well, maybe Betty does
not
know
at all.
why, because they're besties now.
Yeah.
Dietz hid her, like, I mean, she's still around, which is good. I see her in chats. But you know, she took a break.
Like you got to try to run Morbid off. He closed up his channel for a while. I mean, come on.
Oh, but when I closed up my channel, that's not the same thing. I was trying to wipe my channel clean of all the evidence that I'm trying to hide. No, I hid my channel because of you.
I think
Because
it's funny.
you were saying you were going to come to my town for business. Nobody comes
Yes.
to the sticks for business. Just saying.
No. No. And she also said she was going to reach out to the administration of your,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
she was going to
your
sue the
employer.
school board, the Department of Education, the state, the federal.
I mean, this is, I look, I don't want to talk about Betty any more than you guys want to talk about her. But the fact is, this is so necessary to do. It's grueling, but like if someone doesn't just say, "Oh, that's not true," we're simply fact checking here. That's all. I
Yeah.
mean, if she went live, this afternoon and explained herself and was humble and was like this, and would say, "This is terrible for me," she would have a much better chance at like surviving on YouTube. But she just sabotages herself to such an extreme and then sits here with pretty eye makeup and just lies like we're stupid. We already know the facts of the story.
Right.
They can't even stand it for a month. Give me a break and cut it out. Stopwatch on just bitter rather than reporting. No, I already reported on. We opened all the gifts. Am I not allowed? Again, do I have to have permission to move on with my story, or do I have to change my thumbnail and title every time I transition to another topic?
Oh, and I think I'm going to end it here just because we've been on for 3 hours. But one thing I do remember seeing in chat or hearing her say is someone brought up the hashtags. So they were like, why do you tag stuff? Pretty much. Like,
Yes,
if
someone
your live isn't
specifically.
about the Idaho 4, why are you putting that in every one of your descriptions? And she said it's because it's already, like, she has it put in so that it shows up every single time,
Yeah.
which my description, I have like one thing in it, I think, and it just is like the privacy notice or, fair use. So I can see that because it is the same every single time. But if you're not talking about the cases, it shouldn't be in your description. And the person in chat was saying it's putting you in an algorithm that it shouldn't be in, because if someone looks up the Idaho 4, they're going to see your video and you're not even talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, or God forbid, a family member of that person is having a bad day and they're like, fuck it, I'll see what these people are saying. And they go on and they look for that hashtag and what pops up is this. I mean, it's just unacceptable. And again, the way she double talks it away is like, oh, it's not in StreamYard, it's in YouTube. Well, go change it. I mean, it's not something that happened to you. Again, not taking accountability. It's not something that happened to her. It's something that
Mhm.
she did, and she's a victim of it. It's not my fault. It's a pattern.
Oh, and I just saw a quick comment in Betty's chat. Someone said, if someone struck your channel, don't you know who did it? Well, it says it right on the video, so it wouldn't be hard to figure it out. All right, y'all. Well, this was fun,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it
we
was a lot of fun.
we didn't even get through half her live, and I
Yeah.
started 25 minutes into it. So
I'd like to finish, but it's too much.
we got through about an hour of her live.
Yeah, stay tuned for part 2. I mean, I know she's going to interrupt us just trying to straighten this bullshit out with some more bullshit tomorrow, though. That's my only concern. But you get the point. I mean, all the way to the end of this. In case we don't do part 2, I just want to discuss this before we go, Emmy, if it's cool.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
At the end of this live, she basically did a rally call for all of her supporters to come over to channels that don't agree with her or that criticize her and shut them down and you know what to do. You can't do that, Betty. You're not allowed to go send people over to another person's channel to try to shut them down. That's against terms of service.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also just a terrible thing to do because nobody does that to you. Anybody that goes over there does it unprompted. There's no big organization against you. Your biggest problem is yourself.
Yep. And there will
So,
definitely be a part 2. We'll figure it out. Normally I go live on my channel tomorrow, but maybe we can jump on over here tomorrow if
yeah, I'm really
Sourpuss
I'm
is
surprised so many
good.
people showed up. Sorry,
I
Emmy.
know, it's so exciting. Thank you everybody for being here, and it was really fun. And yeah, Burnt Toast is going to be reviewing the live that got deleted. At least
Oh,
that's what it
cool.
looked like. So
Awesome.
I am definitely going to check it out because I only caught the first 10 minutes. So I'm curious as to what else was said since it's now gone.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't been watching Toasty as much as I did before just because of the case. For me, it's
Yep.
dragging on and there's nothing new. I already know who won. I just want a fast forward button. But it's good that Toasty, keeps everyone accountable with all that. So hats off. I'll be over there watching.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, it has been fun and we may be back tomorrow. So make sure that if you haven't subbed up that you do, that you also like this video because Sinner only said, I think you only said like 2 bad words.
I
I don't
said a
think I
few
said any
more. I said a
words.
few more.
Oh, you said
Um,
more than 2? Okay.
yeah. But I mean,
Um,
I didn't attack or threaten anyone like people like to say. So
that is true. You were not verbally abusive to me, so thank you.
no, I'm not grooming anyone. I might groom my beard later tonight, but who knows?
Oh boy. Yeah, and I don't think I said any swear words, so that was pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
All right, y'all.
all right, sweetie pie.
See you, Sourpuss. Bye, y'all.